All right, Mike, you wanted to talk about your truck again, right?
Oh my god, it's a never-ending fountain. So one, I think last week, I don't remember talking about taking it to get inspected again, and I only had to fix 2 things to get it to pass. I take it back to the same people. They find like 3 other things that were broken on it.
Yep, you mentioned
but they
that.
weren't broken. Yeah. Yeah, it was drain holes that was the hole in the frame. They weren't even like rust holes. They were pre-drilled holes in the frame that were drilled by the manufacturer to drain water out of the frame. So, needless to say, it got inspected somewhere in like Hodunk, West Virginia. It passed. It is now road legal. But every time I turn left, something is wrong, and my engine starts missing. So I got to look at that.
This truck, it's funny. I was out last week, but the week before you revealed you purchased this truck, and I said
he was given the truck.
I was given.
You were given the truck, but I said, dude, like this sounds dangerous, and it sounds like it's going to cost a lot of money to fix.
It's not really costing that much. There's not really that much I have to pay for it. I think the missed problem is just like a loose wire, because we did replace all the spark plugs already.
Yeah.
So a wire might just be loose or have gotten knocked loose or something, because it wasn't doing it before. So I'm guessing it was something the people at the inspection place did because they're incompetent. But who knows? Who knows? But it's an easy fix.
The inspection place, when you inspect a car, you don't open the hood.
These people. No, the spark plug wires are actually on this car. They're accessible through the wheel wells. They're not even in the hood. So that probably is why when I turn left, it causes it to miss. So it's touching a wire that it shouldn't be touching, or something's going wrong. So
this is crazy, dude.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm not a car
Chevys.
guy. I don't know anything really about cars, but this sounds highly dangerous to me.
Say
just
I'm excited. Level. I want to hear Aaron's take on it before I say anything. He is at this point in my life perhaps my most trusted
trusted car person. See, I understand. I knew what this truck was going to be because it's a 97 Chevy. It's going to have issues. It drives great, though. I was driving my grandmother's XL7 for a little while because my grandfather just took the truck and brought it out into the middle of nowhere to get it inspected and look at it for a couple days. And I honestly like driving the truck more than this SUV because the SUV drove like a boat. This thing drives like a sedan. It's so nice. I have 0 issues with actually driving it. It's just like the little annoying stuff that it does that really drives me nuts.
I mean, I just hope it doesn't like break down while you're on the road.
It's function wise, it runs perfectly fine. It's just sometimes just things don't go right. I was sitting in a McDonald's drive-thru and I turned left too much and I heard my engine go, 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 go. I'm like, that's my problem.
My bike doesn't do that for what it's worth.
I know I was in the McDonald's drive-thru, but it was doing something funky too. I don't know whether it was because the drive-thru was uneven, but my car lowered like an inch too when I turned it too far left, and I think it was just the drive-thru. I haven't had it happen anywhere else, and I think it was just that McDonald's.
I don't need a ride anywhere ever, Mike.
It's a great car, I promise. It's a great car. I finally invested the money to get my phone set up on like a mounting point and everything. It doesn't work well. It keeps falling down, so I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, those are really annoying, but they're
so annoying. I think I finally have it like
useful
in there, so that I can actually look at my phone and change my music while I'm driving. Not look at my phone. That's illegal.
so you
change
can
my music.
I wish I had 3 hands so I could drink a beer and text my girl while I drive.
No, usually I'll like look at it or change my song when I'm at a red light because Morgantown's full of friggin' red lights, and they take forever. So it'll be like a quick, okay, I don't like this song, skip, and then look back at the road or look back at the red light. Not a big proportion of distracted driving.
You'll have GPS right there with your clamp.
I think when I sent my I have another truck story in the Discord. I was actually sitting in a McDonald's drive-thru, the very same drive-thru.
You're a fiend. McDonald's twice.
I am. No, it was the same drive-thru.
No, that was the same.
Yeah,
I was the exact same incident.
Your car malfunctioned, and your first instinct is to
literally
let us know in the Discord.
Yeah. No, but well, okay. I had another truck story, and I was just going to talk about the engine miss, and then like 3 seconds later, I figure out is when I turn left.
Let's go back. Let's go back for a second. Ahmed, this podcast is our life. Of course, his first instinct was to talk about it on the show.
It's content. There's nothing else going on. My car is exploding. It's like every week.
Rather than get help or whatever, you decide to go for the content angle. Dude, that's just my thing though. Like I think Connor's more with me on this. Anything going wrong with the car, I'm like freaking out of my mind. Like I'm terrified for my life.
I don't want a car. I hate having one. It is just a constant liability. I don't want it in my life.
I have found the joy of driving, and I guess I'm a certified sicko now. So
yeah.
My car goes wrong. It's like, ooh, what's wrong this time? How can I fix it?
Dude,
let's see what happens.
That's the most American thing I ever heard.
Luckily, I haven't had any tragic ball bearings falling out.
Luckily, you haven't
an entire spring
killed anyone.
Explodes.
Yeah.
No, Morgantown drivers are terrible, though. I hate all of them. And I wish they all die. Yeah, I am one of them, but at least I use my blinker.
I think that's just one universal truth of like, at least the United States, if not the world at large, that just everyone's a terrible driver.
When parents are in town in Morgantown, it is worse than usual. I lived there a long time and drove there a lot. It is worse than usual when people's parents are in town because they're all like West Virginia is such a rural state. Morgantown is city driving for them, and they have no idea what to do.
To whoever was in that like black SUV, that black Honda SUV in front of me today, I hope like your cat dies or something.
Wow.
Because there was no reason. Yeah, I almost wrecked. I was going down.
You could have wished that they died.
Down an avenue. Yeah, well, I wouldn't wish death on them. They were probably like stupid.
But these cats are catching strays?
Yeah. I was driving down the road at the speed limit, and I just see this car in front of me, no blinker, merge into my lane to sit there and wait to merge into the lane again and going like 2 miles an hour.
Real. Very
They're
real.
merging back into the same lane, and they just stopped.
Let me tell you.
I don't know why they pulled out to hit the brakes.
I'm going to say this because it's an observation I've picked up since I don't drive anymore. It's all anybody talks about anywhere I go. I go to a Christmas party. The first 50 minutes of how was the drive? Oh man, this guy cut me off. The traffic was so bad. The
human experience.
There were so many potholes, and I'm just like sitting there like, God.
Yeah, I
used to be like this.
It's so funny. Usually when that happens, I want to be like the driver behind me who sees me throw up my hands, just go like,
dude. Car brain is nothing short of terminal.
It's so bad. I hate it. I hate other drivers. I like working night shift because I don't have to deal with people. I can just go. My greatest enemy at 3 a.m. is a red light. And those are going to become optional eventually because all of them always hit. It's a nightmare.
I don't think I can handle this anymore. Let's move on.
Hey, and welcome back to Game Talk. I'm your host, Sam, and beyond today I'm joined by Connor.
Hey, guys.
And Mike.
Whoa, it's so radical.
And today, we are doing something that is going to become a bit of a tradition, a new tradition for us. So we are going to do a Game of the Year episode for a year in the past. And this year we have chosen, today's episode we've chosen 1998, which could be argued to be one of the greatest years, if not the greatest year in video game history. There's certainly an argument to be made there.
I threw this year out there earlier just because I knew Ocarina of Time came out this year. I did not realize like how much heat this year was packing.
Yeah, this was an exceptional year, and look forward to these kinds of episodes kind of sprinkled in throughout the year. We're gonna do more years in the future, but 1998, a good place to start. One of the GOAT years in video game history. And if you're watching the YouTube video, you can see that we have a little bracket with 16 games, tournament style set up. on the screen, so you can follow along and give your opinions as to why we're wrong or whatever. But
I
just a quick,
think we need to clarify that the seating is
Yes.
random.
Totally
yeah. So
random.
the seedings don't mean anything. Just random. Just the software we use to generate it. And one other thing, the games on this list, right, are games that we have some degree of familiarity with. So if you don't see your favorite game that came out in 1998 on the list, too bad.
I
It's
was
our list.
2 years old, so like a lot. Actually,
Yeah,
I wasn't
that's the
even
other
2
thing,
years old
too.
until I was 2 years old at the end of 1998. So all of these games I did not play in their original context. I revisited them much later.
Right, and I was like 4 or 5, and so was Mike, I believe. So yeah, these are all games we've played, throughout the years growing up. Certainly not in 1998.
No, I was playing games at 4 years old. I was a pro.
I was actually playing games at 3 years old.
I was
so
playing
I might
games
have
at 4,
Yeah,
but I was not
I
at 2.
actually, but like
They all had
you know,
Elmo in them for some reason, though. I don't know. I don't know about it. Metal Gear Solid.
yeah, I was not out here playing
Something
Metal Gear
weird.
Solid at 5 years old.
You
But
could have
yeah,
been playing
like,
Spyro the Dragon though. Like that one's
I could
not
have been.
crazy, or Mario
I-
Party.
Yeah, so a couple of these I could have been playing, but I don't think I played a single one of these until later. So.
You didn't play Banjo Kazooie at launch?
I don't think I came at, dude, at that age at launch. I don't know, like, I didn't even know when video games launched, right?
I thought you
had
had some
to-
story about you begging your dad for.
That was Banjo
Banjo-Kazooie.
Tooie.
Okay.
No, sorry, no. There was a story about Banjo Kazooie as well. Yeah, the
Steal it as a
VHS.
kid?
No, I didn't steal it. I got it as a birthday gift, and their family had to have like this whole like sit down talk to whether or not to give this kid like a $60 video game or whatever.
How many stories of you stealing from children are there?
That's just
There's
the one.
none.
What about
Oh,
the
me?
Switch?
Yeah, I could have
I
sworn
didn't.
there was.
Gosh.
Yeah, no, the Switch wasn't what I was thinking of. I thought there was a story about you stealing a kid's game cartridge or something.
No, I don't recall
Okay, I might be
such a
making
thing.
it up. I'm not gonna like drag you.
Gaslight
on
me?
the show, yeah. Well, let's.
All right.
This is probably
Let's
gonna be
get
a long
started.
episode. Yeah, let's hop
Yeah.
into it.
So, what is this? The quarterfinals?
It's the first round.
First round. First round. Yeah.
Let's not put a title on it.
Yeah.
There's 16
So-
teams.
The opening round here. And right off the bat, we have Resident Evil 2 versus Crash Bandicoot 3.
I'm gonna say it.
Um,
I've only played the remake of Resident Evil 2.
I've also only played the remake of Resident Evil 2, but it's a remake of a very, very, very good game.
However, Crash Bandicoot 3, pretty good. It's the second best Crash Bandicoot game of the original trilogy. I haven't played 4, so I can't say, but I really like Crash 3. I think it's really fun. I think it has the same problem the later Spyro games have, where it's a lot of not playing Crash Bandicoot. It's a lot of like playing weird minigame stuff.
Right.
But-
The minigames were very popular in platformers back in the day.
I don't know if they were actually popular or if like the developers had, because what it feels like to me looking at it is that it feels like the developers had a 3-game contract and they really, really were out of ideas by the end of that 3rd game. And they were
Right.
trying to kind
But
of
you
pad
see it in a lot of games, right? Like a lot of these
Spyro,
platformers.
Crash.
Banjo had the minigames too. Donkey Kong 64 was loaded with nonsense minigames.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
an interesting quirk of the times.
Now, Resi 2 was one of the ones that did have tank controls.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the controls, so the remake controls are not reflective of the controls back then. So I guess we
I
should take that
actually-
into account.
I think the tank controls are in its favor. I like a clunky controlling horror game. I think it adds to
Yeah, the
tension.
controls, they definitely
they-
add to the tension.
Like,
If we
let's look
consider
at
it with
the-
like a modern sensibility, though, like
Well, let's look at the
but at the-
context this
yeah.
game came out in. Like Super Mario 64 was already out.
Yeah.
There like even like Final Fantasy, like these games, we had 3D games with good controls. These tank controls were not. They were an intentional choice being made by the developers. It was not like they didn't know any better. They were intentionally making these games clunky, and I like
Yeah.
them for it. That said, Crash Bandicoot 3 is a better game.
Oh, I was gonna go. I mean, I haven't played Crash 3, so
Really?
it is what it is, right? I've only played Crash 1,
Yeah.
and that was like the remake. Like back in the day when Crash actually came out, like the originals, I never was into Crash.
Me
I
neither.
first got into the Naughty Dog platformers with Jack and Daxter. But Resident Evil 2, I want to also highlight Mr. X. What an
Yeah.
incredible sequence that was, and very groundbreaking at the time.
Isn't it like a 3-hour game though?
Resident Evil 2?
Yeah, I thought it was like really short.
And the remake just made it longer? I don't know if that...
No.
I think you might be thinking of 3.
I might be thinking of
3 was
3.
shorter, yeah. 2, I mean, I don't know. Again, right, like I'm speaking from a place of somewhat ignorance because I've only played the remake, but
Yeah.
it's the remake of a darn good video game.
Yeah,
It's a good game.
I mean,
what do you think, Mike? I lean Crash on this one.
I do kind of lean Crash Bandicoot because, I mean, both of them did get remakes, so they're both beloved.
Yeah.
But I think the
Excellent
Resident
point.
Evil franchise kind of hit its stride much later with Resi 4.
And Crash did
I think
pretty much
that's-
die
so-
here.
Yeah,
Resi 4
end
is
of
the most
Crash.
popular one, but I think Resi 2, and again, I'm speaking from a remake perspective. Resi 2 remake, just probably the best one.
But
out of
if
all.
you had
Scary.
okay, but if you had to sit down and play the originals of these two
If
games,
you were,
if I put these 2 discs in front of you for a PS1 right now, I know
And-
you're picking up Crash Bandicoot.
yeah,
Beyond a
And-
shadow
Yeah,
of a
that's
doubt.
probably true, right? Because like
Because
I have
you
the
hate
new
those
shiny
controls.
Resident Evil
Yeah.
2 that's pretty much better in every way.
Yeah, and you do not have a new
I
Crash
must-
Bandicoot that's better in every way. It just kind of looks better.
yeah. I must
Yeah.
also place that we need to think about this if we were the same age we are now in 1998.
I'd have picked up both of these
That's
games.
yeah. That's why we're trying to look at like we got to try to look at this like it is 1998. It's not 2025. There isn't like
Right.
Yeah, if I was
20-ish,
30 years
30
old
years
in
of games.
if I was 31 years old in 1998, I would get both of these games for sure.
Yeah.
I think
But
both of them would be a pickup.
I just think Crash is the better of the 2.
Yeah,
really
I think
do.
Crash represented like almost the pinnacle of its franchise, whereas Resident Evil 2 was still
There's-
now
they were still building up.
8 Resis. There's 8 Resident Evil games. Like,
All right. Well, let's go ahead and mark it then.
That's too small. This is a work in progress, gang. How do I increase brush size at this?
it might be.
Great audio content, by the way. But yeah, if you are listening to this audio only, I do encourage you to pop into the YouTube video because we are live editing this bracket, or at least attempting to.
No,
We
as
should have
we-
just linked the
as we
bracket
progress.
set up.
it's gonna go really
The-
good.
It's beautiful.
You trying to add text or something?
You could
Yeah.
you could do a cut. You could cut Crash Bandicoot out and then
So true.
just
Yeah.
move it over. Like, I think it's the image tool and just like select it and then just like
Beautiful.
yoink it over. There we go. That's
Dude, you're
perfect.
cracked.
This thing is gonna look
That's
so ugly by the end.
That is actually the way to do it.
It's actually really funny. Yeah, I'm not even gonna scratch them out anymore. I'm just gonna do this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Moving forward, next face off, Thief, the Dark Project versus Mario Party,
This
the
is actually
original
really
Mario
hard.
Party.
This is like deceptively
okay.
hard.
I want to make a case against Mario Party because Mario Party 1 was not exactly the best Mario Party. It's not
True.
the best
Well,
Mario Party.
it was at the
2
time,
or
though.
3. Yeah,
So-
it was the best at the time.
I want to counter with Mario Party 1 was the most savage Mario Party game to this
It was
day.
the
Still.
one that hurt the most, and I feel like Thief being like this, like essential immersive sim at the time.
It's like the first immersive sim, isn't it? Like
It's not one of the first.
It's
but
like
one of the
seminal for sure.
biggest. Yeah, it's a seminal immersive sim for sure.
and Thief never hurt anybody's hands.
Yeah,
to my
Thief
knowledge.
never like caused severe blisters in your hands.
Thief
and
didn't
it
cost
required
its
Nintendo
developer
to
like $80 million or something on
and
gloves. They had to sit down.
Like this. Yeah,
No, I distinctly remember like my friends getting into fights while we were playing Mario Party. Like,
Oh my
not even
God.
kidding. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
real
not
though.
even
That's
kidding.
still.
That's Mario Party.
I like Mario Party. I actually haven't played any of the N64 ones. I'm outing myself here a little bit, but
I used to
I
play these all
think-
the time.
so what I'm going to answer the same question we did last time. If these 2 games came out this year, I buy Thief. I do not buy Mario Party.
Yeah, I do not buy Mario Party.
See, I'm different. I'm a Mario Party stan. I purchase every single Mario Party and have a great time with them. So
Yeah.
I would absolutely get Mario Party.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Mario Party, you got to remember, right? Like, yeah, there were warts on it, but it was the first one, right?
Yeah.
And then it was the first of a, I don't know, like 15, 20 game franchise that's still going to this day or whatever.
Totally.
And Thief died out,
and-
but I mean,
I want to also comment, right? Like, Mario Party 1, like, the reason people were so angry playing it is because you could like steal stars basically willy nilly. So, it was very easy for It felt like almost a game of chance at times, where like you could be winning all the mini games, doing really well, and then boom, you're suddenly in last place. And that element made it really fun, and that was gone from a lot of the subsequent Mario parties, and it's just now sort of coming back with the latest entries, which is kind of cool. So I don't know. I know I'm kind of an outlier here. I'm a huge fan of Mario Party, so I am gonna vote Mario Party here. But what do you guys think?
I gotta go Thief for sure.
I gotta go Thief, 100%.
Not this is not disrespect
Alright.
to Mario Party. It's just like
Yeah.
okay, I'm outing myself. I haven't played Thief. I haven't played either of these games, but Thief inspired some of my favorite games. Like Prey, you do not get Prey without Thief somewhere along the way.
Deus Ex or
Yeah, or
anything,
Deus Ex or
really.
any of those, and even System Shock is before Thief.
Yeah,
right?
System Shock 2 was before this.
Okay, so you actually probably do get Prey,
But
still,
Thief definitely did a lot of the legwork for like how stealth can be functional in an immersive sim.
right. You maybe don't even get stealth archers in Skyrim without Thief.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it had a lot going for it and a lot of good stuff.
It is sad that Thief
Uh-oh.
as a franchise is so weak today. Like, I can absolutely see an alternate universe where
it's
this
getting a VR game this year.
Thief,
It is.
it is getting a VR game, but like a
And
proper
PC Mag
like,
is like really mad about it for some reason and wrote 2 articles.
yeah, that is
Crazy.
weird. But like, you know what I mean? Like a proper like AAA Thief game with really good production values would be insane. And
But we
it
can't
just
even
doesn't
get-
look like we're gonna get something like that.
What's that? Perfect Dark. We can't even get a Perfect Dark.
No,
game out.
that's-
so like
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen. No, but
Yeah.
my counterpoint to that is that I don't think I want that. I think Thief is not an indie game, but if it came out today, I think that it would be.
Yeah.
And I actually think this. I think Thief's legacy will live on in the indie scene more so. We're not seeing a ton of indie immersive sims outside of like the extreme roguelike space, but I think we will eventually. Some system. Are you disagreeing, Mike?
No.
Okay, I couldn't. Tell.
I would definitely see it be like a smaller scale game because at the time it was too.
Yeah,
I mean
teams
that was back
then.
before. Yeah, that was the 98 was before you had like the true AAA budget experience.
I mean, I think every game
So-
on this list was probably like a team that we would like size-wise consider indie today.
Yeah.
Oh,
it'd be
yeah,
like
I
a
mean,
small
that-
team.
yeah.
There was no back
Yeah.
then. There was
There were
no
1,000
point of comparison.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the unfortunate part about trying to put modern sensibilities on game development 30 years ago. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Another seismic battle: Pokemon Yellow versus Link's Awakening DX.
So
Yeah.
I'm
So-
gonna knock Pokemon Yellow a little bit.
Doesn't have the funny sprites.
Doesn't have the funny sprites, and also it is just Pokemon Red and Blue, but restyled after the anime for like a cash kind of
Right. So
position.
It totally worked though, man.
It worked a lot.
It felt
worked
so
really
great.
well,
me
but
playing Pokemon Yellow, I was having the time of my life.
it fixed
it very
a lot
much
of the bugs.
was just an anime thing.
And I don't think Red and Blue had Game Boy Color palettes, and I think
No.
Pokemon Yellow does for the battles and stuff.
Yep.
So that's kind of a
So-
huge ad. It has what I think is a technical marvel, which is that Pikachu goes Pika in this game, and it sounds kind of like the anime. And like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever worked on a Game Boy Color game. I have, and it is a pain to do anything on that piece of hardware. So getting an actual sound out of it is crazy.
What is unique with the Pokemon Yellow Pikachu as well is if you import it into Pokemon Stadium, it says Pikachu instead of makes the normal cry.
That's really cool.
I
didn't know
love.
that.
Yeah.
I love.
It is
stuff
coded
like that.
slightly differently. It also has a different idle animation, so it's coded as a different Pikachu. But yeah, it's supposed to be Ash's Pikachu. Is its
So what's-
whole thing?
Plus,
The
you know,
fast-
I mean,
Sorry.
no, go ahead, Connor.
Well, no, I think you were going to say something about Pokemon Yellow, right?
Yeah,
I have a comparison point, so you go first.
I was just gonna say. I mean, it's the definitive version of Generation 1. I mean, it was the most fun way to play that gen, in my opinion. Like obviously with Red and Blue, you could do the glitches, missing no, and all that. But as like a holistic experience, being able to get all the starters, that was so much fun as a kid. So
This is the one that I have. I don't have Pokemon Red or Blue. I have a copy
Oh,
of Pokemon
wow.
Yellow.
I have played all of the Gen 1 games.
Really?
I played Blue and Yellow, so I played both
Okay.
of them.
But yeah, that's
I played Red and Yellow.
Yellow also has this kind of issue with it where it doesn't play similar to the other two games either, which they eventually would kind of push away from in their other compilation games, your Crystals and your Emerald and everything, and Platinum.
I don't understand.
There's like differences, like how you get the fossil is different. There's more encounters along the way.
There's a lot of bug fixes too.
Yeah, a lot of bug fixes.
All of the
Like-
sprites look more like the anime, which is like
Yeah.
way less janky.
Like Team Rocket's there.
Well,
yeah.
okay, we
Or
need to talk
Jesse
about the other
James are
game
there.
too.
So the thing I want to point out is that we said Pokemon Yellow somewhat disparagingly is just the best version of Pokemon Red and Blue. This is Link's Awakening DX, which is the Game Boy Color
Best version of
improvement
Yeah.
of Link's
Yeah.
Awakening. However,
Yeah.
this is tough. There are people who will tell you Pokemon Yellow is their favorite Pokemon game. I think they're delusional to say.
Yeah,
You can like
100%.
Gen 1, but play Fire Red. Playing the originals is like
Oh yeah, Fire Red,
Yeah,
Leaf Green.
Fire Red's just a better
vastly
version,
superior.
but
The Legend
didn't
of Zelda.
exist in 1998.
Link's Awakening is to this day a lot of people's favorite Zelda game. There is an excellent remake on the Switch,
Yes.
but it is pretty transformational, I would argue. Like the art style is just
It's a completely new art style.
it's an homage, but like if I'm gonna pick up Link's Awakening, I would rather play it on original hardware, personally. I really like this game. It's my brother's favorite Zelda game, and I
really like it as well. I
Link's
think it is
Awakening's
fantastic.
fantastic, but I do want to point out here that this is the DX version, right?
Yes.
Like, and again, right? Like, this one's an interesting comparison because they're both kind of like
well, let's just
re-releases of existing games.
let's call this Pokemon versus Zelda Link's Awakening. Let's ignore the fact
Yeah.
that it's the remake of
Yeah.
both of these games for this round.
Well, so if we're ignoring that fact, I mean, I have to go Pokemon. Like
really,
Pokemon Red, Blue,
I have to
Yellow.
say Link's Awakening.
I
think
this
think
is hard
Pokemon-
for me. because
Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, like that's one I have to really like dig into. Like, I know Link's Awakening is a fantastic game. I've played the Switch remake, and I've even played a little bit of the original, but comparing it to Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow,
these go blow
like,
for
in
blow
any
in
o-
every category. Like pixel art,
Yeah.
they're both gorgeous. They're both top down. Music, both like absolute earworms that you would never get out of your head. Length, they're both a good length. They like, but cultural impact, it goes Pokemon, and for that reason, I kind of lean Pokemon Yellow.
So I also have to say that Link's Awakening is the first of many Zelda handhelds.
Right. Not all
Like,
made
it
by
was the
Nintendo,
first
though.
one. Not all made by Nintendo.
A
But
lot
it
of
was
them were
the first
Capcom.
foray. This is the first game that was post Link to the Past. So it is the second Zelda
Yeah.
game that plays like a modern Zelda game.
It also began its life as a Game Boy Color port of A Link to the Past. But they both wanted to do something different and realized they couldn't really do that. So I think I go Pokemon Yellow. This is not at
I'm
all
gonna be the
disparaging Link's
dissenting vote.
Awakening.
yeah, these are both games that I think on certain days could go all the way up this bracket.
Yeah.
You just can't ignore the cultural impact of Pokemon Yellow.
Now this
All right,
next one's
I
gonna
do
hurt.
like that. Unlike a lot of these brackets we do so far, we've had debates on every single entry, which is
Yeah.
kind of fun.
Okay.
I like that.
This next one's tough.
This next
one's gonna hurt.
it's gonna hurt, right? But like, there's
Okay.
only one right answer.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's Metal Gear
there's-
Solid versus The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
You were about to
Okay.
say it's Metal Gear Solid. The winner
It's
of
Metal
this.
Gear Solid.
No.
But here's the thing, right? Like, I mean, Ocarina of Time, right? Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people regard that as the greatest game of all time.
I think they're crazy, but I think it's probably the greatest game on this list. Like,
In 1998, if I were to put you down in front of an N64 and hand you Ocarina of Time, your mind would be blown.
that's true of Metal Gear Solid 2, though.
that is true. That's true of both of them. Yeah, it is true
Yeah.
of both of them. They were both revolutionary in completely different ways. And man, Metal Gear Solid too, right? Like this is Kojima, like he's made games before this, and we talked about this a few episodes ago. But like this was the one that really kind of you see a lot of his zaniness in this, and this is still back before he's, let's just say he's zany but still somewhat grounded, right? Like this is still like you could make a movie out of Metal Gear Solid 1, right? You can't really do that for in a believable way for like Metal Gear Solid 4, for example, when you have like immortal vampires and cyborg ninjas running around.
I had no idea about the vampires. That is crazy.
It's not a real vampire, but it's an animation.
We don't want to get into
that. We don't want to get into it. We could do a whole another episode on Metal Gear Solid lore.
And then plus, I mean, think about what it did for stealth as well. Like,
yeah.
I mean, Metal Gear Solid, seminal
like
game.
We're trying to make a case for Metal Gear Solid, but it is. I think in this situation, it is quite literally hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby.
No, I mean, I think it's hydrogen bomb versus like the bombing of Dresden. Like
it's such like a one-sided kind of fight, because Ocarina of Time is one of those games that revolutionized not only an entire franchise, but showed everyone what a 3D game could be like.
It's frustrating because like we are comparing two masterpieces. It's just that like one of them is one of the games of all time, like straight up, like a seminal game that will be talked about forevermore. You know, So,
and then the other one's Metal Gear Solid, which was like a kind of isometric top-down style, right? If I'm remembering it correctly.
Yeah. I don't know if isometric's the right word, but it was kind of
they didn't have to throw over the shoulder on it yet. Where Ocarina of Time was right over the shoulder, right behind him, free camera.
Ocarina of Time invented Z targeting, lock on,
to make that work.
And
it's funny, right? Like one thing I never thought I'd compare between these two games. Both have really, really, really good boss fights.
Oh yeah.
And that's an interesting point of comparison.
Soundtrack though, Ocarina of Time. Oh my god.
Oh god,
yeah. I mean,
so good.
Again, right? This is like possibly the greatest soundtrack of all time, right?
It's
I mean,
so good.
there is nobody I think that would argue the first Metal Gear Solid is the best Metal Gear Solid game. There are people that will say that Zelda peaked with Ocarina of Time. There are people that don't like Majora's Mask, don't like Wind Waker, and then I would argue like Wind Waker is the peak of traditional Zelda.
Yeah,
I think it was downhill from there until
I've never met anyone who says Metal Gear Solid 1's their favorite Metal Gear game, but I've met hundreds of people who say that Ocarina of Time is their favorite Zelda game.
Yeah.
So
I think we're all in agreement here. I just don't want to. I just want to give Metal Gear Solid its flowers.
Yeah, we had to give it a fair shake. It's a stacked year.
Zelda moves on to the
Tim
quarterfinals. Yeah. Ocarina of Tim.
The next one's tough for me. So it's Turok 2 Seeds of Evil versus Spyro the Dragon. I have only played Spyro.
So Turok was one of those, I want to say one of those weird off the wall first person shooters that they stuck on like the Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
And it was fun. It had
the one where you fight dinosaurs, right?
Yeah. Yes, and there's aliens and
a lot of
dinosaur
arcade
aliens.
Machines with that Turok on them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Turok 2, I still remember the cheats from it actually. I need to play it again. But no, what made it shine is the fact that someone at Acclaim was handed a list of like the most insane concepts for weapons and said, "Oh, we could do worse." We could do worse.
So
it was gory before gory was even a concept in video games,
and on a Nintendo console.
And on a Nintendo console.
Yeah.
Well,
there was a weapon called the cerebral bore that just turned an enemy's head into a fountain of blood. Like it was.
And then there's Spyro the Dragon, which is
so cool.
I like Spyro. I want to point this out. I think it's weird that Spyro the Dragon and Crash 3 came out the same year. If you had asked me, I would have thought they were going blow for blow, like Crash 1 and Spyro 1 at the same time.
No, it is funny. Crash is a lot earlier than a lot of the mascot platformers.
Yeah. Which makes sense in the design. Like he's in this
Banjo Banjo is this year too, right? Like, Spyro.
I think
I mean, Spyro was one of those games. So I didn't play Spyro until much later in life, right?
I
Like
didn't
until
play it
like,
until, like last year.
I didn't play it until like the
So,
remake.
I
But-
do want to say that Spyro the Dragon was exactly like the best.
It's the worst of the trilogy.
It's the worst of the
hands
trilogy,
down.
which is
It's-
still a high bar, but
So
it's
this
still
is something that I think was pretty common back then. When you're developing a game in the 90s, you have, especially 3D, you have to write an engine, and then you have to slap something together so you can sell that engine, and then you make a sequel, and that's the game. The sequel is the game, and that's why you had these 3-game contracts, because I don't think Spyro the Dragon is that good. I think Spyro really hits its stride, Spyro 2.
Yeah, I do agree. I
was just gonna say though, as a kid who missed Spyro like growing up, I would see commercials for Spyro and be like, "Gosh, I want to play that." It was so appealing to a kid seeing that little purple dragon run around and
I didn't miss
platforming.
Spyro. I actually played this at my babysitter's house. I think her son had it, but the one that got me was Year of the Dragon, Spyro 3. That's the one I fell in love with. And the one that I replay somewhat frequently. I speedran it for a while. Longtime listeners of the show will know this. I never completed a run. I was learning the speed run, and then I got, life happened.
Yeah.
But Mike, if you make a strong case for it, I could see this going to Turok. I think Spyro is really good, but
one coming out on the N64 and saying, "Yeah, we want a like super M-rated game that's gory," and it also followed that classic shooter element where the levels were almost like mazes.
Yeah,
and it stood out. It still stands out in my brain because of how unique it was for a game that came out in that year.
Ahmed, where do you stand?
Especially on the console.
Are you fine with Turok?
I mean, it's tough, right? Because I haven't played Turok 2 and I have played Spyro, so my instinct is to go Spyro, but
I'd say go Spyro 2, but it is so much worse than Spyro 2.
I will defer to, I guess, Mike, you've played them both, right? So
I have played them both.
I'll defer to Mike.
Yeah, me too.
I honestly would put Turok over Spyro. I never really liked the original Spyro. Never was the biggest fan of it.
Because neither of them were going to get through the next round anyway. So we will just keep on rocking. Turok moves on.
Next round is
Descent Free Space, The Great War.
I couldn't see that. Yeah.
Versus
Sonic Adventure.
Sonic Adventure.
I gotta make a case for free space.
Yeah, go for it.
So, okay, first you could drop like half the title from that. Everyone just calls it free space because it was originally meant to be a sequel to the Descent series, which were like 6 Degrees of Freedom shooters. But at some point in the studio, they decided they didn't want to make a 6 Degrees of Freedom shooter, and they made a space combat sim instead.
Interesting.
And
was it still 6 DOF?
No, it wasn't. It played like a standard space combat sim. It was not a Descent game. That's why when they released the sequel, they just called it Free Space 2. But
that's weird. I would assume a space combat game is 6 DOF. That's weird.
No, it didn't have vertical movement. It played more like a dogfight sim with like space.
Yeah, okay.
It's a 98 space sim. It did set the bar for the kind of genre. It became a cult game also because it had this robust level editor with it called Fred.
Yeah.
Or was it Fred? I think it was Fred. That you could do literally anything with. You could make your own campaigns with it. And in 1998, that's still not as common. Yeah, that's still big. Even like Doom did it, but
StarCraft
doing it in the game, StarCraft did it. I think, yeah. And then having it in this space sim,
yeah, that's
even
huge.
crazier. That's huge. If I remember the plot for it correctly, you start in a war against these aliens called the Vesuvians, and all of a sudden, they introduce a third faction that goes a little nuts. It goes a little off the rails at some point.
I just have one question
It's been
for
a
you,
while.
Mike.
Yeah.
Does it include a Chow Garden?
It does not include a Chow Garden.
Because it's
Did Adventure 1 have a Chow Garden?
Sonic Adventure 1 does have a Chow Garden. It also has Crush 40, absolutely tearing.
Dude, I thought
your
I
ears
thought you were about
shreds.
to spit out some lyrics when you asked him.
I want to say Sonic Adventure 1 isn't exactly like the best Sonic Adventure game either.
It's not.
No,
Yeah.
it's the worst of the two, but a
lot of fond
think
memories of that game, though.
the hate this game gets is a little undeserved. It's a little janky. It's a little. I could do without the cat stuff,
Oh yeah.
but I like not 100% it, but like it was a tradition in my life for a while. Me, my buddy John, and my buddy Tyler would get together on Tyler's birthday against his wishes, and we would play through every story, like all the way through Supersonic and Sonic Adventure. And I like this game. I like this game a lot. It has more good levels than bad. In fact, I think every Sonic level is good, and I think it has more Sonic levels than Sonic Adventure 2. It has this like they were going for a crazy Pulp Fiction style, like out of order story thing going on that doesn't really work, but like man, was it a swing. It's got E102 Gamma, which is so fun to play. It does have the first iteration of the Chow Garden, which isn't as good as the second one, but I actually think the garden design is really cool in it. It's like Sonic finally in 3D. It's on the Dreamcast.
It's got chaos.
It's got like 5 chaoses. You don't see all 7 of them, but or all 8. It's got Crush 40 tearing your ears to shreds with butt rock. Like,
Another thing about Free Space, it also had some of the best explosion physics in gaming at the time.
that's fair. That's tough. Sonic Adventure did not. Beautiful. Sonic Adventure had terrible PNG explosions.
Like I linked a GIF of one like a capital ship exploding. It looks good for 1998 is all I'm saying. They put a lot of effort into that VFX.
Yeah, that does look good. But Mike, you know how this is gonna go.
Yeah, I know.
I want to give you one last chance.
Dead.
I knew
it was dead in the water.
Final chance to sing Free Space's praises before we move on.
Well, it got me into Space Sims, so I guess I had to put it there. I saw it on the list and like, ooh, this is the game that got me to like Space Sims.
It's the elite dangerous gateway drug.
It was the gateway to all kinds of flight games.
Honestly, probably a much better gateway drug than whatever the hell Sonic
That's
is.
true.
Yeah, honestly.
It didn't make
I turned out normal.
This next one is a crazy one as well.
Yeah.
Banjo-Kazooie versus Half-Life.
I really like Half-Life, guys. I really have you guys played Half-Life 1?
I will say no, I haven't. But like I've watched gameplay of Half-Life and I just don't get it.
It's
like
ugly.
I don't get it.
I have
like
played...
I get that it does cool things for the FPS genre. I get that it does cool story stuff. I'm just out of the loop. So
I think we're gonna. I don't think Half-Life wins this, right, Mike? You're gonna go Banjo on this one, right?
I could be swayed either way.
So with Half-Life, I actually kind of lean Banjo on this. I'll say it, but like,
oh, that's interesting.
I like Half-Life. I have played Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2. I haven't finished either of them, but I like Half-Life 1 more. It did a lot of stuff that shooters just weren't really doing yet, story-wise. It had like NPCs that are non-combatants moving around. It had like story stuff happening around you. There's no cutscenes. You retain control the entire time.
And I want to praise Half-Life that I said this about Abiotic Factor a while ago.
Yeah.
But it's that kind of game that created such a mythos around itself that people have created their own kind of what Half-Life was in their head, which might not be true to the original game, but there's still a mythos around it.
Yeah, and now that Silksong's been announced, Half-Life 3 can go back to being the most anticipated game of all time.
God, that's crazy. You're right. Yeah.
It is crazy. A game that came out in 1998
yeah,
has
I can't deny
a cultural touchstone.
It's certainly, yeah. In terms of gaming culture, Half-Life, like even like people like me who have not played it, understand how big of a deal it is, right?
Everyone knows who Gordon Freeman is, and we haven't gotten a Half-Life, like a Gordon Freeman Half-Life game in 20 years. Almost.
Do think Half-Life 2 is the one that really put it on the map, though. I don't think Half-Life 1 was a game that did okay, was successful, but I don't think anybody is like. It's not a lot of people's favorite game. People didn't install Steam to play Half-Life. They had to do it to play Half-Life 2, and Half-Life 2 had this like innovative physics engine and all this stuff going on. So let's talk about Banjo-Kazooie.
So Banjo-Kazooie, as everyone already knows, is an extremely special game to me. And in a time of mascot 3D platformers, I think it did enough to be unique, right? It had like the dual protagonist thing going, even though you mostly controlled Banjo-Kazooie, provide a lot of humor and was a part of a lot of his techniques. You learned new moves as you progressed through the levels. That was also quite novel when compared to something like Mario 64. Grant Kirkhope's soundtrack was full of earworms. I know, Connor, you disagree.
I actually think this is a better game if you play it muted. I find the music
That's
and
crazy,
the singing like diabolically annoying. I 100% understand how, if you have nostalgia for it and you're like a kid, this could be enjoyable to you. But when I am listening to it, it's just so much. It's like, it's so up here. There's like,
I get that, yeah.
There's like not a moment, like you play your Mario 64s, you play your Spyros, you play your even like Donkey Kong Bonanza is a modern example, and they know when to put a moment of peace. And Banjo-Kazooie has 0 moments of peace in it. And it's
hold on,
just
I just saw something. I need to make a correction for what we said earlier about Thief. System Shock 2 came after Thief.
Okay.
System Shock 2 was 1999. So before someone like loses their minds. Yes.
That said, the Banjo-Kazooie soundtrack is just always on, and that like,
it is. Yeah, that's a valid point.
I find it very grating.
I get it. Like as an adult, I imagine going back to it and not getting it as a kid.
Have you gone
I
back
can
and
see how you
played
could
it,
see
in
that.
the past few years?
Oh yeah, I've replayed Banjo-Kazooie a lot.
Okay.
And the always on nature of its soundtrack and sound effects, from my perspective, it adds to the kind of charm of the game. If you don't find it charming, I can see how it's annoying. But like the fact that all the characters, all the inanimate objects, even like the collectibles, have googly eyes and can talk and stuff, and like the fact that there's always like a really whimsical music track playing in the background, like it just builds up this kind of like fairy tale world.
Like you watch that opening cinematic, and to me, I'm like, okay, they're like lighting me up now because I'm about to do something a little slower to get into the game. No, that is the game. Like the intro cinematic is like super bouncy, super bright, all this sound happening, goofy stuff happening the whole time. That never slows down. The whole game feels like that. Mm-hmm. And that is just not a positive to me. It is just too much. My old man 28-year-old brain just can't handle Banjo-Kazooie. That said, if you sit me down and you're like, hey, I want you to play one of these 2 games right now, I would probably rather give Banjo-Kazooie another try than play Half-Life.
So hold on. One other thing to add for Half-Life. Half-Life was the birth of so many Valve related games.
Yes.
Because with the release of Half-Life, Valve also made it clear to include their entire SDK for Source. So you got games such as Team Fortress Classic, I believe Counter-Strike.
Yeah, Counter-Strike. There's like a Half-Life TDM.
Natural Selection, Half-Life Deathmatch. Just so many games came out of Half-Life and its engine that it's hard to mark its influence on gaming than what people have made with it.
Yeah, that's fair, but like just looking at the game itself, you know, and I can't. I'm in no position to speak since I haven't played the game itself.
I mean, this is tough for me. I think I lean Banjo here.
I definitely lean Half-Life because I have to acknowledge that it is probably one of the greatest first-person shooters released of all time, and it created a cultural touchstone in a way that Banjo-Kazooie didn't. Like, people still want Half-Life 3 today. I have not heard anyone calling for a Banjo game.
Oh, you're 100% wrong on that. People want Banjo-Kazooie 3. Obviously, people want Half-Life 3 more, but
I would say I would buy a Half-Life 3. Banjo-Kazooie 3 would come and go without me even hearing about it.
Here's the thing. There is a higher I put me on the cross here. There is a higher chance statistically that we are getting Half-Life 3 in the next like 10 years.
I think it's going to happen in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
I think it's
then
coming.
Rare will announce another Banjo-Kazooie game.
Oh, Rare's not going to make it.
No,
Absolutely not. If someone's going to make it, it's not going to be Rare.
Banjo's a dead series. Like,
While we're talking about
never going to get another game.
Is ukulele on your radar, Ahmed?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Did you like ukulele? Did you play it?
I played it and I did not like it very much
neither.
actually. So I'm hoping that the remake captures a lot more of that Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie spirit that I was looking for. Because it, not to get too into the weeds, but it really was more like it was a facsimile. It was like trying to be something that it wasn't, and it wasn't very good at it. And the level design wasn't very good. But
let me make a case. Okay, what was it?
I played ukulele. I really didn't like it, honestly.
Yeah, I just wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I remember being very
platformers
excited
just ain't
for it. I was like a backer on the
Yeah, I was a
Kickstarter and
backer
everything.
too, and I didn't even finish the first world. I think I just got bored. I'm like,
I just heard about the hate bandwagon and never really I got it for free through Twitch or whatever. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. I want to make an offer, Mike. Banjo-Kazooie moves on so that Sonic Adventure can beat it in the next round or in the semifinals.
I'd have to go with Banjo though. I
You'd have
think
to go
Banjo would be
against
better
Sonic Adventure?
than Sonic Adventure. Yeah.
God, Ahmed might too. I don't think Ahmed
Ahmed
can handle
don't
that, so I
think-
might have to move Half-Life on.
I think we have to kill Banjo.
None of this
here
little metagaming stuff. Come on, guys.
to get Sonic Adventure out.
No, Eileen
To
Banjo.
keep Sonic
I think I
Adventure
lean
alive,
Banjo.
but no,
I mean, obviously, my vote is for Banjo. If I had played Half-Life, it might be different, right? And I fully acknowledge how influential Half-Life is,
Yeah.
but Banjo's just got that special sauce to me.
Yeah,
I
neither of
think-
these are like the game in their genre that I would go back to in this era. Like, I would rather play Spyro the Dragon than Banjo-Kazooie, and I would rather play like even just
For me,
Doom.
Banjo-Kazooie is that game. When I go
think in
back
its
to an
era-
N64 platformer, even more so than N6 or Mario 64, I go back to Banjo-Kazooie.
Going back, I think Half-Life is one of those games. This is the same argument I use for Ocarina of Time. If I was this age in 1998, I had seen gaming come to a head, played Doom and everything, and you sat me and told me that Valve came out with this new shooter and put me down in front of Half-Life, I think my mind would have been blown.
I'd buy both of these games.
I fully think Banjo-Kazooie would have been like, oh, it's a 3D platformer, just like Mario.
But keep in mind, Rare at the time was one of the
Yeah.
greatest names in game development, right? So
Well,
a new game by Rare.
They weren't. This is what made them one of the best names.
Yeah, this is what made them big. Before this,
I mean, Donkey
they were
Kong Country
known
was big,
as-
but it wasn't as big as Banjo.
Yeah, before
Didn't
this-
Rare do GoldenEye as well?
Oh, they might
They
have.
did GoldenEye 007.
Was that, I don't
yeah.
think that was until after this, though.
It might have been after this. I'm looking at their publishing history real fast.
Is GoldenEye's 97?
Okay.
So they did
So,
Killer
that's
Instinct.
crazy.
Rare,
Donkey
yeah,
Kong
Rare was
Land.
I
that
moved-
developer back in the day.
I think I have to move Banjo. I think we can only
gotta
litigate
keep
this
moving.
for so long. We're an
Yeah.
hour into the episode.
Yeah, I fully think the Banjo sequel was better, but
I love both games, but I think Kazooie's the better game. But I would love to talk about that whenever we do our 2000 episode or 99, whenever Banjo 2 came out.
All right.
All right. Final matchup in round 1, StarCraft versus Wario Land 2. And
Okay.
I just want to get this out of the way. I think I just have to abstain from this because I can't in good faith vote for either of these.
You never played either.
I haven't played either, so
yeah. So
that's all.
making
I
a
have
case
played
for
both,
StarCraft.
Mike?
I'd never played Wario Land, but I can make a case for StarCraft.
Okay.
So StarCraft is one of those games, even though I never played one, I played two. It is one of those games that to this day, as a competitive game, people still play Brood War. To
Yeah.
this day, it is 2025, and there is still competitive Brood War players. The game came out in 1998. That is the best argument I could make for it even being considered a great game. If
27 years later.
27 years later, it still has a highly competitive scene with people getting good at it.
Okay,
Even
so
when it has a sequel.
You actually just sold me. I was leaning Wario Land 2. I'm gonna like praise Wario Land 2, but at the end of the day, like you play Mario Land, Super Mario Land on the Game Boy. It's fine. It's Mario on the Game Boy, but it's janky. It's certainly not one I return to a lot. Then Super Mario Land 2, the 6 golden coins comes out. Oh my, and Wario is the villain in this one. And you're like, "Oh, this is cool. Like this is a good Mario game, perhaps better than Super Mario World even. Like this is really fun. It's really creative. They're taking weird swings with it. Really fun. And then Super Mario Land 3 Wario Land comes out. I don't know a ton about it, but you play as Wario in it. But it's so good that Wario gets his own series now, and you get a Wario Land 2. And these are just really creative platformers. You're looking for treasure. It's a little different. You're like looking for treasure and stuff in the levels. You're not just clearing levels. Your power-ups, I think this started in 2. I know it's in 3. Your power-ups are like enemies hurt you, and like a bee will sting you and your head gets big and you float up like a balloon. Like there's just a lot of creativity in this game. I think it's really fun. I like Game Boy games. This is a Game Boy, I think this is original Game Boy. I don't think this is Game Boy Color yet. I just really like these kind of games. But I'll give it to StarCraft. Nobody's playing Wario.
Yeah,
Land 2
StarCraft is also, I believe, the game that set Blizzard Entertainment on the map. Like 100%.
Well, okay, now you're turning me against it. Because everything Blizzard has made since then has been a mistake, and they should.
No, they made Diablo 2 and Warcraft 3 afterwards.
Warcraft 3
so it's like 3 straight bangers there.
Diablo 2,
and then WoW came out in 2004.
I bought the original Diablo 2 like somewhat recently, and I don't like it very much. And then they got me again, and I bought Diablo 4, and I think it's fine, but it was not $70 fine. I think I paid $80 for it.
StarCraft did move the RTS genre forward, though, which honestly, probably one of the last movers and shakers of the entire genre.
Yeah.
Which is now dead. Rest in peace, StarCraft. We haven't gotten one in 15 years. I'm sorry, 20 years-ish. Almost.
Well, that's the end of our first round.
Yeah. Moving on to the quarterfinals.
I wouldn't call them upsets, but there were some really difficult decisions to be made.
Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised. I think we've had more debate on this bracket than any other bracket we've done.
I usually seed them to have an easy first round.
No, there's no seeding in easy first round.
We just we kind of randomized the seeds until they looked right. So.
Yeah. I usually do a seed to get us through the first round quickly and make the later rounds more interesting, but we didn't do that this time. But yeah, let's move on to the quarterfinals, right? Is that what this is? No.
Yep, quarterfinals. And then semifinals, then finals. Yep.
We have Crash Bandicoot Warped versus Thief the Dark Project.
So
this one's not difficult for me. This is Thief.
Both of these are considered like some of the greatest games of that year.
Yeah.
And honestly, I want to say Thief has inspired so many games that I have enjoyed since then. Because, again, it took place before System Shock 2. It's hard to say. Like, Crash Bandicoot, this is where it stalled out. This is where it ended, really. This is where it became, like...
Well, yeah, I mean, it was played out. Like, this was...
franchise, yeah.
They ran out of ideas for it. They really did. They did all the weird motorcycle stuff. They did the plane stuff. They, like...
Yeah.
Crash. If I go back to play a Crash game, I'm playing Crash 2. Crash 3. I don't really... actually, Crash is a weird series because I don't think Crash 1 or Crash 3
are worth it.
Are that good. Yeah, Crash 2 is the one that really, really carries it.
Yeah. Whereas Thief, the Dark Project, is one of those games that people highly recommend if you like immersive sims.
It's a huge banger. I'm
like,
really
go back
excited
and play
for the VR game. Yeah.
It was a super early entry into a genre that at that point was brand new. And it stood out.
I'm going to move Thief forward, I think.
Yeah, I don't really have thoughts on either one. My first instinct was to actually go Crash, but I'm definitely deferring to you guys because I don't have experience with these games.
I'm going to go Thief. It does so much cool stuff that we have not... that we don't see a lot of these days. We actually see a lot of what Crash 3 did, but... yeah, let's go ahead and move on, I think.
Gosh.
Yeah.
What a titanic match.
Pokemon Yellow versus Ocarina of Time. Once again, I don't like this is a match of titans, but I also don't think it's that difficult. And I don't think we're considering Pokemon Yellow as all of Pokemon Red and Blue.
No, I think we were only doing that for the first round because of the matchup.
And so, in that light, I really think Pokemon Yellow, I don't actually think its improvements are that good.
Yeah. It's not.
Well, okay, so
Ocarina
how
of
about
Time
don't think of it
levels
don't think of it in terms of improvements, right? If someone's hasn't played Red and Blue and they play Pokemon Yellow and that's their first experience, and that happened, right? That happened quite a bit back in the day.
I mean, I bet its sales beat the snot out of Ocarina of Time, if I had to guess.
Maybe.
Well, yeah, Zelda actually wasn't like a crazy seller until Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. But Ocarina of Time is just...
It's
I mean, you're
very
getting
special.
like an arguably similar like experience from these. Like that's what's crazy about Pokemon is Pokemon gives you a proper full-length RPG on the go.
They're just both classic adventures. They're both adventures.
I think if it was me, 1998, you sat me down in front of these two games, knowing like everything that it came before, be like, oh, this is just Red and Blue again, but it's inspired by the anime. That's cool.
But if it was your first Pokemon game,
but if it was your first Pokemon game, then all of a sudden it is
wow, this is kind
punching
of nifty.
with Ocarina of Time, in my opinion. Right, like if this is my first exposure to Pokemon as a kid, right, like I'm gonna be like I'm way more interested in that than Zelda.
I would.
Here's where I'm going with Zelda.
As a 31-year-old, it would probably go the other way.
Yeah, here's where I'm going with Zelda though, because if I was say 20 something in 1998 or whatever, like early 20s, and I had been playing like all these previous Zelda games, 1, 2, Link to the Past, everything else, and you sat and said, hey, there's a new Zelda game, it's in 3D, and you put me in Ocarina of Time, it would blow my mind. Like absolutely blow my mind, even though it had games preceding it.
Yeah. I think it's Ocarina of Time, obviously.
Yeah, I think it's Ocarina of Time. Like that game, it kind of blew everyone's minds in 1998 that you could
I'm just thinking about how you feel during the credits of both of these two games. And like Pokemon has, you've made a lot of choices along the way with Pokemon, and that is what it has over Ocarina of Time, in my opinion. It is your story, your journey that you've made. But Ocarina of Time, you're thinking of like...
It's just more epic.
The friends you've made along the way.
You get to see
I mean, by the end of Ocarina of Time, you have jumped timelines, you've traversed the country over horseback, you've struck down gods.
Like gods. It's nuts.
Like,
it's...
3D gaming was still new. Like you have to be giving a
it's
props
just
for that
brand
too.
new. Like that's the thing. If we put this on a bracket today against like the other greatest of the years, it wouldn't get as far. But in 1998, Ocarina of Time clears. Like
we are about to eliminate our last 2D game, though. I don't think is StarCraft 2D. It's isometric, isn't it?
Yeah, it's isometric.
Okay,
I count it as 2D.
But I think we move Ocarina of Time, right?
Yeah, it being the year of 3D,
I feel like there is an argument to be made for Pokemon, but I'm not going to make it.
I think there is an argument, but I think even if this was like these were coming out today and we were hashing this out, I think I'd pick Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, 100%.
The only scenario I could see is if Pokemon Yellow was somehow my first Pokemon game, then all of a sudden it is highly competitive.
Yeah.
With Ocarina of Time. But like if this was Red, Blue versus Ocarina of Time, I think there's more of a discussion to be had. So all right.
Turok
let's move
2,
on.
Seeds of Evil against Sonic Adventure. I don't know that there is a first-person shooter in the world that I choose over Sonic Adventure. I don't know that the best first-person
like
shooter
even modern ones?
Even modern ones. I do not think the best first-person shooter I've ever played beats Sonic Adventure. Because the one I'm comparing it to is Titanfall. Titanfall 2 is probably the best.
So no Halo games beat Sonic to you?
Absolutely not.
I
Jesus
think
Christ.
Halo 1 would clear Sonic Adventure.
Halo's
no.
Compared to Sonic Adventure.
No.
I gotta
I mean,
say
I agree with you that Sonic should move on, but you're saying some crazy things right here.
Yeah, this is nuts.
No Doom game clears Sonic? I mean, come on.
I mean, Doom Eternal and Doom the Dark Ages come close, but like, if you're telling me you're taking one of these games away from me forever, you take Doom. I keep Sonic Adventure.
I just think it's funny how you could have just voted for Sonic, but you had to make it controversial somehow.
Well, the reason I had to say that is because I haven't played Turok 2. So what I'm giving Turok 2 is the benefit of the doubt that it is the best first-person shooter ever made. and that is not enough to get it past Sonic Adventure.
Yeah, I have to oppose Sonic Adventure on moral grounds because it's a Sonic game. I cannot.
Honestly, I respect that argument.
I
I
respect that
go.
more than anything else you could have possibly said.
Yeah.
Let it go too
It is
far.
degen material.
I
yes.
will be so mad if it makes it to the finals and somehow, some way, it beats out Ocarina of Time.
It doesn't beat
I will be
Ocarina of Time.
mad.
I'm not
I know
that
it
psychotic.
doesn't. But if you put like two Sonic fans against me, you might as well nail me to the wall already.
Hey, I'm not a Sonic fan. Don't call me that.
Yeah, me neither. I'm a Sonic Adventure
That's an
fan.
insult.
I'm not a Sonic fan. I
don't
don't touch the hard stuff.
But like just kind of to be real for a sec, right? Connor and I
Okay.
haven't played Turok 2. We have
Yeah.
played Sonic Adventure. So this is kind of
Now,
like an unfair comparison.
I want to knock Sonic Adventure just a little bit, and I want to say that it
Go
did
for
have
it.
Big the Cat in it.
It did have Big
And
the
I
Cat.
think that's
Big-
like
Big
negative
did suck.
3 points.
Like Turok 2's average is probably
It's a
like
huge
higher than Sonic Adventure's average, but Sonic Adventure's peaks are really high. Like the adrenaline you feel as as Crush 40 is playing while you fight Perfect Chaos. Like
Yeah, like you get to
Perfect
play as
cell.
Sonic, and I think the Sonic story is the strongest part of that game.
it is. And it's the longest.
It's the longest. I think Sonic Adventure would have been a 10 out of 10 game if they would have focused on Sonic, but back then they wanted to bring the whole entourage of cast.
The entourage of nonsense.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like
I don't know.
Sonic
Knuckles and
Adventure
Tails
gain-
would have been fine.
Yeah, Sonic Adventure would have gained at least an extra point in my book if
I actually
it didn't
wouldn't
have
keep
Big
Tails.
the Cat.
Because Tails is just
yeah,
the
I
Sonic
would've-
levels again.
It's just Sonic levels again, but you're
Oh,
racing
yeah.
Sonic, right?
I will say if you could cut every other campaign and get like 1 or 2 more Sonic levels in exchange for them, that would be
Yeah,
the
good
call.
Sonic game.
You should do that because
Maybe you
Yeah.
could keep Omega in there. I mean, he was at least a little different, but
yeah, Omega is
Big
fun.
the Cat, you didn't need. I like that is what keeps it from being like one of the greatest games of all time. Is just because you have to play a fishing mini game.
Well,
and a
okay. I
Sonic
mean,
game.
let's be real. Even without Big the Cat, it would not be one of
It's
the
still-
greatest
yeah.
games of
I
all
mean,
time.
it's still worse than Sonic Adventure 2, obviously.
Yeah, Big the
but-
Cat's not in that one. See,
Yeah.
my point.
No, I
stands.
mean, you're right. Sonic Adventure
could
2, this is
give
what they
me-
did. They cut the fluff. They kept the game modes that people kind of liked and got
You
rid of
could-
the ones that everybody hated.
You could give me like the best Chow Garden in the world, but if to unlock it, I have to play as Big the Cat. I'd rather never buy it. Okay.
I would actually do... sick,
You would do.
despicable-
Connor would
If I
do
had to
unspeakable
sit
things
there-
to
if I
get
had
access to a
sit
Chow
there
Garden.
and hunt for Froggy for 40 hours to unlock the Chow Garden, I would never touch that Chow Garden.
I would actually...
You
like,
can't unlock the modern Chow Garden until you beat Sonic 06 10 times in a row.
I would do
I'd
it.
rather
I
do that
complain
than
about
play Big
modern
the
games
Cat.
wasting my time a lot and how much it frustrates me, but I would actually go... Like, you guys remember how much I complained when I was doing the grind in Sea of Thieves? I would do that again 10
For a
times
Chow
over
Garden.
to get
Yeah,
to a Chow Garden. Like,
dude.
Oh my
honestly,
God.
I'm right there with you. I would do horrible things. To,
I'd play
people
Big the
for-
Cat's
for Chow
campaign
Garden.
for 17 years straight for another Chow Garden.
I would
like-
do some messed up things. So I am gonna move
right.
Sonic Adventure forward.
Sonic Adventure moves on to the quarterfinals. That's kind of the most shocking one out of all of them so
It
far,
is a little
honestly.
crazy. Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
that's
I
a
kinda
seeding
expected
issue
it.
because
Or the semifinals, rather. Yeah,
I
it is a
actually
seeding
don't
issue.
think I don't know that Sonic Adventure would have beat Spyro.
I don't think so.
I mean, that's part of the fun of these brackets,
Yeah.
right? The positioning changes the outcome. All right, the final one in the quarterfinals: Banjo-Kazooie and StarCraft.
This is hard for me because I
this is a-
lean Banjo-Kazooie, but it's just because it's the one I've played.
Yeah.
I obviously also
like,
lean Banjo-Kazooie.
StarCraft being the seminal RTS, and it's at the time it was almost a swan song for its genre that hadn't really that was still at its peak. StarCraft is viewed as one of the best RTSs for a reason, and at that point you had so much competition.
I mean,
No, I
had-
respect StarCraft, and
Yeah,
I
you
and I
had Command
doubly
and
respect
Conquer, you had
like
Age of Empires, you had all of these other RTSs at the same time, and StarCraft is still the one people talk about 27 years later.
I mean,
and I respect at a professional level when
Yeah.
you look at like StarCraft 2
Yes.
players, just how many actions per minute, like what they're doing is just like I can't even wrap my head around that.
Yeah,
and that's really
Brood
cool.
War was even a higher skill game than StarCraft 2 was. StarCraft 2 simplified the game, and that's why people stayed on Brood War.
I mean, Mike, I'm gonna 100% defer to you on this because I have no feelings about StarCraft, and I do kind of not like Banjo-Kazooie. So
Yeah, I want to say StarCraft.
Really?
Star-
Well, hold
StarCraft
on
is
here.
I
one
mean,
of
be
those
really
games.
sure.
Hold on a minute.
Ah,
Okay. I'm gonna start being mean now since you guys are attacking.
No,
my
yeah,
video.
it's time. We're
StarCraft?
getting into
That genre died for a reason. No one wants
Well,
to
that
play
genre
these
died
freaking games.
5 years later. 5 years
Yeah,
later,
I
because
mean-
no one started it. People stopped innovating. At this
People's-
time, they
I
were
mean, no,
still
Command and
innovating.
Conquer was still coming out. Halo Wars.
They weren't good.
Halo Wars was garbage. No one cared about
got a
Halo Wars.
sequel.
That's a hot take. That is a hot take.
I
Um,
didn't care about it.
I just think Banjo-Kazooie, it captures that rare magic that unfortunately is no longer around, right? Sea of Thieves is very good, but it's not the same kind of
I
rare
don't think it's fair
magic
to say
that
it's
made
not- I
rare
mean,
rare.
It's not rare anymore, but like
Yeah,
Ukulele
it's great.
exists and Donkey Kong
But-
Bonanza exists.
Ukulele was an attempt, and Bonanza didn't really take much from the Rareware games. They took
Thank
some
God.
stuff. They took they took
Sorry.
a little bit, but I just think Banjo-Kazooie, it's a special platformer that came out at a time when mascot platformers were all the rage, and it shone really, really brightly on the N64 back then.
So, going into StarCraft, though, I mean, StarCraft did introduce probably one of the most iconic toxic X's in video games with
I
Sarah
have no idea what
Kerrigan.
you're talking about.
Kerrigan, the
Kerrigan.
infested Zerg leader,
Yeah.
is Jim Raynor's ex, who's one of the Terran leaders-esque
Okay.
thing. Yeah, it's just insanely toxic ex. They left her on a planet to die, and she got zerged.
Connor, you can't vote 3 times for a game you've never touched.
I know.
Come on.
Wait, 3
But-
times?
Whoa.
Or 2 times, sorry.
But I
Yeah.
want to say StarCraft it has set a bar, and the fact that it's still being played professionally to this game, it is the melee of RTSs. People don't play any other RTS from the time.
Let's take a step back. Mike.
Competitively.
If you could like do a hand weigh it for me, how heavily are you leaning StarCraft right now?
Very heavily.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
knowing its cultural impact and the fact that
But
like
okay, have you played it, Mike?
yes.
Okay.
I'm trying
Okay,
really
good.
hard not to metagame right now because I see how the next round goes. And I
It's gonna be so funny. Come on, let it happen. We're just gonna be beat.
All right, I guess Connor's the deciding vote here.
I know, and I haven't-
Mike seems
I
pretty
haven't played
set.
StarCraft, but I have played Banjo-Kazooie, and I disliked it so much that I ranted on the show about
Just
hating
want to
it.
let it go.
And I went into it excited. This isn't one that I played expecting to hate, which I do sometimes. I expected to like Banjo, and I didn't like
mean-
it. Because Mike is so heavy on it, and I am indecisive, I gotta go StarCraft.
Let's go.
Because he's played both games.
Yeah.
And I am, and if
my
you need
biggest-
a minute to shake that off, that's fine.
my
Oh, no, it's
biggest
all good.
criticism of Kazooie, right? Like it's a good game.
I thought you were a huge fan of Banjo-Kazooie.
I
Mike.
did
What
too.
is
This
this?
is not how I
like
expected
I like
this to
Tooie
go.
a lot more. I really love Tooie. I did not like what I played of Kazooie, and I played a good bit of Kazooie. I just didn't like how inconsistent its systems were. Like if you did not collect every note in a level, you had to go back and do it all over again.
I do hate that.
That is such an annoying bugbear mechanic.
And you have to listen to that stupid music the whole time.
Yeah, no, the music's not the bad
The
part.
music's great.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
but
I don't want to be mean to somebody.
I-
Grant Kirkhope's
I want to
a good
say like
musician.
there's a lot of problems with it that they ironed out in its sequel. Even at the
That's an
time, I probably would have
Interesting
gotten
perspective because, like, I
that-
feel like the sequel adds a lot of bloat.
I feel like
but-
a lot of people like the sequel less. I've
Yeah.
always thought Mike was unique in preferring the sequel.
and liking
Yeah,
Tooie.
I like both games, but I do think the first one is better. But that's a discussion for another time. All right, semifinals time,
I hate
right?
semifinals. I hate when we get
Semifinals
this
is
late.
tough. I mean, Thief versus
Okay.
Zelda. It's Zelda, but like
It
I don't
is
feel
Zelda,
good about
yeah.
it. It makes my stomach hurt.
These are both considered some of the greatest games of all time. So it's like it's a hard one, but it has like people still talk about Thief to this day.
They do. People
But
still talk
every
about
time-
Zelda
people
more.
people will
still-
talk about Zelda 100 years after we're dead.
But
Really
every
annoyingly
time,
to me. Still
every
talk about it.
single time a new Zelda game comes out, like every time an immersive sim comes out, they really don't say like, "Oh, it's not as good as Thief."
Right.
But every single time a new Zelda game comes out, there
We have
is
to
a
hear it
small
compared.
subsection of people that say, "Oh, it's just as good as Ocarina of Time."
No, like
Every single time.
I mean, let's be real. I haven't played Thief, and that is because I don't really feel like I've missed out because games like Prey took so much from it that I feel like I got the experience.
That's like why I haven't played System Shock 2. I played all of its spiritual successors, and I feel like going back would be like I just be like, this is cliche. Why did they do this? Whereas with Ocarina of Time, you go back and it's like, this is kind of timeless.
Even though I think Wind Waker is better, I would still tell someone like, oh, you liked Wind Waker? You should go back and play Ocarina of Time. Like, it's a banger.
Yeah.
Like, it has one bad
Twilight
section.
Princess?
And it's
Play Ocarina of Time.
It's the especially the remake. I know we're not really counting it, but if it's the 3DS remake, oh my god, that clears.
We talked about the remake with Resident Evil 2 as well.
We did,
but
yeah.
I feel like there's not a lot of change between the remakes other than just like quality of life things, which honestly emulator devs had been doing anyway.
Yeah.
So like those were features that should have been in the game in the first place.
It's just the Iron Boots. I don't understand how
the Iron Boots
got
it's just
into the final
boots.
release. It's crazy.
I know they could have had the structure to put the Iron Boots on like a D-pad toggle because
because the D-pad doesn't.
What's the issue with the Iron Boots again?
You have to open a menu to put on the Iron Boots and take them off. You have to
open and closing a menu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and
it's
you have
very,
to do
very
it like
tedious.
Every like 2 minutes in the water temple.
Every 2 minutes in the water temple. It's just very. It makes the water temple itself is not a very hard or confusing dungeon. What made people hate the water temple is how many times you have to open the menu.
I agree.
And in the remake, they fixed that. They gave you a D-pad toggle for your boots.
Yeah, and unfortunately they changed a bunch. Yeah, they did. The ocarina is always available to you now. In the remake,
like you don't have to put it on a C button.
The remake simplified the water temple, and that's actually something I don't like about it. They kind of guide you and hold your hand a little bit, and I don't love that.
Which it is a very confusing dungeon the first time you're through it, but it's not exactly like it's not a hard dungeon. At the time,
it's a hard
dungeon.
It was. Yeah, it's the only one I couldn't beat as a kid. I had to use the guide to get through it.
Yeah, I think a lot of the dungeons in Ocarina of Time are actually very hard without a guide.
Yeah,
like the forest temple's kind of confusing. Other than the kid dungeons, the kid dungeons are very much go in a straight line. You'll get through the entire dungeon. They're kind of signposted, but once
that's on purpose.
Close, once you stick that sword in the stone. The game literally takes its kid gloves off and shoves you into like the forest temple.
100%.
Which is
it's like you turn on
such a great temple though.
Very confusing dungeon, but it is such a good dungeon.
I remember like figuring out how to damage the forest temple boss. That was such a an aha moment. Yeah.
I really like the last I want to say 2/3 of Ocarina of Time are some of the best Zelda dungeons in the game. Like, you have a weak point with the Shadow Temple, but the Spirit Temple and its dual timelines kind of shtick. That's really neat.
Is very cool.
The Water Temple, it's annoying, but it's still a very, very neat dungeon.
I think the Forest Temple's probably, like, when I think of Ocarina of Time, I'm thinking of the Forest Temple.
I think of the Forest Temple. Like, quite literally, that stands out. Just hearing the timpanis at the beginning and being like, this is mysterious. There's just this ruined manor in the middle of a forest you have visited 3 or 4 times at this point. Is crazy. And it stands out.
So, Zelda moves on, and I think we move on to the other semifinal.
Sonic Adventure versus StarCraft.
This is such a crazy
How did Sonic Adventure get here, guys?
How did StarCraft get here? I could see StarCraft making it far, because again, it is... I
am not letting StarCraft get past this tier.
I agree with you, Mike, but like my whole issue is that like if we had played every game on this list, then yes, I think there is a case for StarCraft probably even going all the way to the finals. It is a massively influential game. But Connor and I haven't played it. How much have you played StarCraft, Mike?
I have
like just a little, or like have you actually played it?
I played a good bit.
Okay. So then I respect that. Yeah. So you've played StarCraft, you've played Banjo-Kazooie, and I'm assuming you've played Sonic Adventure as well, right?
I've not actually played. I've watched an entire playthrough of Sonic Adventure, but I have not played Sonic Adventure.
So
that's I was never a Sonic Adventure person. So
I'm gonna bring up an old argument.
I've been playing Devil's Advocate for a while.
Sonic Adventure is better than the best possible RTS game.
I don't think so.
By my taste.
I also feel like that's probably not true.
I don't think it is.
I don't like RTSs. I can't I'm slow. I'm so slow. I can't. My APM is like 4. Like I can't.
We should have.
I can't.
Were there any fishing games released in '98? Because I feel like that would have been the best way for Connor to state this argument. It's like Sonic Adventure.
Well, we should have put Grim Fandango on this list. You just have to point and click. One of those point and click adventures.
Sonic Adventure is better than any fishing game ever released, and then it's like I don't think you're right there.
It's just I don't know if better is the word, but to my tastes, there is no way you're getting me to play an RTS right now. I don't like them. There's no way I'm gonna do it, and I can't get over that. That's immutable. Like if you come with a turn-based strategy game like some Wargroove, some Advance Wars, you got a conversation.
I will say to counter that point, for me personally, I look in our RTS and I'm like, that is something I could be interested in. Yeah. I just never have taken the plunge into it.
It's like a fighting game to me. It's like too much.
Yeah.
See, the thing
is a lot.
The thing about RTSs, especially StarCraft's actually really accessible if you don't try and,
be
play competitive or whatever. Yeah. It's not exactly a hard game. Neither 1 or 2 are really hard. The difficulty with StarCraft comes from the fact that it's old and it doesn't allow you to select as many units anymore, so you have to micro a little better. But
yeah, like if you look at it through a non-competitive lens, I feel like the game's a lot more approachable. It's just that in a modern context, that's all we really see. If you're not into StarCraft, you always see about like the hyper advanced players doing like 100 actions per second or whatever.
It's like, just a genre diff though. Like
you hear the worst StarCraft, you just think Korea, and that's honestly where the pro leagues still are. Is Korea? There's tons of work pro leagues in Korea right now. Like I think it's just as much played as its sequel, which is like crazy in my APM. Book. Like the Brood War players are nuts. Like watching them play that game is absolutely insane. But Sonic Adventure, it's one of those games that I feel like nostalgia kicks in at some point. Like
you know what's really funny?
Rose tinted a little bit.
I'm unironically leaning StarCraft.
You really?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just so funny to me.
I think my greatest criticism of Sonic Adventure is I think we tend to rose tinted glasses it, because honestly, I don't remember it being like when I was younger. I don't remember it being something people really talked about when I was younger.
I mean, okay.
I played it.
I will say though, like there's definitely an element of rose tinted glasses happening here, but it does have the Chow Garden, and that supersedes pretty much everything else.
Yeah. I went on an arc with Sonic Adventure where like I played Sonic Adventure 2 first because I think it came out on the GameCube first, and then Sonic Adventure DX was released later, and I was like, why did they release such a clear downgrade as a sequel?
I heard DX was actually worse than the original Sonic Adventure.
It is. Wow. I've actually
and DX was actually the only one I played, I believe.
So Emmett played even the worst version of the worst Sonic Adventure game.
It just looks a little worse. Some of the visual effects aren't as good.
Oh my god, it's so bad looking.
They changed Sonic's model in a way that I feel like he fits the world a little worse. So the Dreamcast version is better, and some of the visual effects just don't quite work right on the GameCube. I actually I didn't buy it. I got it for Christmas when I was a teenager. But I got a Dreamcast for Christmas and a copy of Sonic Adventure, and I played it on the original hardware. And it's like, it's a daggone good game. Like.
Yeah, I feel like also Sonic Adventure at the time in 1998, it was on the Dreamcast, and the Dreamcast wasn't exactly a console that anybody I knew owned.
I'm going to suggest something like maybe a little psychotic. Do we want to look at the Metacritic scores for both of these games?
Yeah, okay, that one's a clear. I'm gonna.
It's probably StarCraft, right? I'm not gonna say this 100% our deciding factor.
StarCraft is sitting at a 88 out of 100 for PC.
Okay,
let's see what
there
Sonic
are no
Adventures
critic scores available for Sonic Adventure.
Interesting.
Really? Let's see. Yeah. Let me see. What is?
Sounds like 100 to me.
On game rankings, Sonic Adventure sits on an 87. On game rankings for StarCraft, it sits at a 93 for its home platform.
Okay.
I will say Sonic Adventure DX sits at a cool 48.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. That low?
And Nintendo 64 StarCraft sits at a 77%.
40 is
Okay,
really
so
low.
what does all this
40
mean?
I'm sorry, 40 is
Nothing.
really unfairly low for
40 is so low.
that's.
Dude, okay,
I mean, I'm
I'm
Sonic
kind of
Adventure.
playing devil's advocate here, but Connor, like, really think about it. Think about it critically.
I am.
Do you think you might be subject to rose-tinted glasses?
No.
When you
no,
think about
what I am
Sonic?
subject
No.
to is my tastes here. I'm not being objective because I'm not capable of being objective about this one. I do not like RTSs. I do. So literally, if you're putting like a Roblox 3D platformer
Connor,
in front
I
of me,
will
made by an
say
idiot,
you let this happen when you let Wario Land 2 lose to StarCraft.
that is true.
So,
But I'm just saying, like,
So-
for me, like, a toddler working in Roblox is going to make a game that I'm going to enjoy more than StarCraft. I'm never going to enjoy an RTS. I'm not capable of it. Like, it's just a matter of taste for me.
if I'm going to
not
bring
saying
up
StarCraft
sale
is a bad
numbers.
game.
Sonic Adventure by August 2004 of 2006 sold 2.5 million copies. The most recent
I feel like
one
it's pretty good.
I can get May 2007, so a little later. StarCraft has sold over 9.5 million copies across the globe, with 4.5 million of those being sold in South Korea.
You know, I think it's got to be StarCraft.
And
Because
StarCraft
I just
is
to punish
absolutely-
myself for my logical inconsistency, because I did just say that I would rather play a toddler making a 3D platformer. I said no 3D platformer is
3D
worse than
platformer
StarCraft.
is worse than StarCraft.
And I had StarCraft beat Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, there's so much inconsistency
Oh
here.
man.
I just
At
love
least I've
Sonic
been
Adventure.
consistent with fighting for an RTS.
Amit,
he
are you
says he's
actually
not a
leaning
Sonic
StarCraft
fan.
on this?
Honestly, I just kind of want revenge for you,
Oh, well, then it's
for
Sonic
you,
Adventure.
for you voting Banjo out.
I just don't like Banjo, man.
This was the revenge
Okay,
arc.
no, honestly, more than that, it just feels weird to me sending Sonic Adventure to the finals.
Yeah,
it
it
doesn't
feels
feel
really weird.
I
appropriate.
agree because
It
like
doesn't
Sonic is
feel
way worse
appropriate.
than like if
It's
I was
not-
pointing at games on here that I think are better than Sonic Adventure, Crash Bandicoot 3 Warp,
There's a lot.
Thief the Dark Project,
I
Pokemon
think, like, our
Yellow,
entire
Metal Gear
top
Solid, Spyro
end-
the
yeah.
Dragon.
Yeah, like
I
most
think our
of the
entire
games.
top
on
end of
here.
our bracket
Yeah.
was better than Sonic Adventure. It's just fortunate that Sonic Adventure got like one of the easiest runs of all time.
It did.
But that's just how the bracket crumbles or whatever. But okay, let's just put it out right here. Mike, you're voting for StarCraft. Connor, you're voting for Sonic.
I am.
I will
And-
vote for StarCraft.
And
Okay.
I'm gonna have to kill off StarCraft in the last round because
All right.
we all knew it was inevitable.
So moving on to the finals, we all know what the answer is going to be here, but let's just hash it out a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And by hash it out, maybe we could just glaze Ocarina of Time a little more, you know?
Yeah, honestly, it's there's nothing fundamentally. If it was 1998, I could see nothing wrong with Ocarina of Time. Today, I can say that there's a lot wrong with it, but we're
I mean,
in
StarCraft is a
1998.
spectacular game, I'm sure. But I would bet good money there's no moment in StarCraft that feels the same as walking into Hyrule Field for the first time did
None.
in
Yeah,
Ocarina of
none.
Time. Because that was
StarCraft-
the 1998 version of like the big like look at Hyrule from Breath of the Wild.
Especially because, like, up to that point, imagine you've been gaming for a decade or so, whatever. You've played all the Zelda games prior to this, and you basically have to use your imagination to project Link's adventures into a 3D space. And then suddenly it's in front of you and it's real. Like, how incredible of a feeling must that have been?
Yeah.
Like, I'm very much jealous of that, right? Because, like, I've said before on the show that I started with 3D games, so I didn't get to experience that insane, what must have been like a mind-blowing, life-changing transition.
So I-
it really is.
I actually have a counterpoint to that. It's actually like if you're a kid, it's not. Like I didn't start with 3D games. I started with a
But not if you're a kid, right? Like if
Yeah.
you're
You have to be, like, a
an
teenager.
adult,
Yeah.
if you've been playing games for like a decade plus at that point, and then you step into Hyrule, like
life changing. Yeah.
that's got to
Yeah.
leave an impression on you forever.
This is
Like,
really
for real.
like a battle between a groundbreaking new entry and an existing franchise that started its own genre versus like the peak of its genre. And honestly, I'd rather go with the newcomer, the new, like, radically new experience than just a really good RTS.
I agree. 100%. I mean, it's just
Like
Ocarina of
cultural
Time is so
impact wise.
Is the music in StarCraft good? Do you know any of it?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
So
I
I
think
mean,
it's-
like music alone, right? Like
Music
Yeah.
alone.
Ocarina of Time
I-
is some of the most iconic video game
I
music.
still like
period.
when I'm doing game development stuff or whatever, in personal projects. I'm listening to the Ocarina of Time soundtrack.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's such a
I've
good soundtrack.
purchased this game and completed it on the GameCube, the Wii, the 3DS, and the Nintendo 64. In that order.
That's wild.
But
But yeah, I mean, similar story here. I have purchased and played this game on, I think, all of those platforms as well.
yeah.
And I remember having on GameCube the Master Collection.
Yep.
The Master Quest.
Did you play it?
That came. Yeah, I played a little bit of it. I didn't actually beat the Master Quest, so
I
I'm
made
not
it
sure
to adulthood
how
on
different
Master
it
Quest
is.
on the 3DS.
Yeah.
It just kind of makes some of the puzzles more annoying. If I'm being honest,
Yeah.
I don't like it very much.
It's not exactly like anything exciting. It just edits enemy placements and changes some stuff up.
It is so weird to me that we have never gotten an HD re-release of Ocarina of Time, though. It is so, and Nintendo just doesn't do that, right? Like we haven't.
I mean,
gotten...
you've got to think they have it in their pocket, right? Like, not that they've made it or anything, but like
the idea, yeah.
the idea of like, if we have like a rainy day, here comes the Ocarina of Time remake.
'Cause,
Boom.
like,
You know, like
It's been
here comes 10
we
million
got-
plus copies sold.
We got the 3DS remake, but that doesn't.
Right, but it's
we
not
haven't gotten
HD.
one on a console.
That's a good.
No, but like what
remake,
I'm talking
too.
about, like, is them basically redoing all the art assets.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, they did for the
I
3DS.
have to think that one day that will come. But yeah.
I'm like blanking on some of the dungeons in Ocarina of Time too, because I feel like
and
I'm
Nintendo
missing
just
one.
doesn't like HD remasters very much. You look at Super Mario 64. We got Super Mario 64 in '96. We got it again in 2004 on the Nintendo DS. 21 years since then, and we have not gotten another Mario 64. And that's
Well, we got the re-release in the 3D All Stars collection or whatever.
Right, but
that
it
was
was
touched up
emulation.
in any way. Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah,
like
they're
Sony
not
has
big
released The Last of
fans.
Us Part 2 5 times now or whatever. Like,
Yeah, they're not. Nintendo historically has not been a really big fan of rehashing old concepts.
Well, you got to think though, like, because you look at what they've done
Other
with
than with
Link's
the Zelda
Awakening,
franchise,
Yeah.
but
and that shows me that they will go there if they think it's worth doing.
it has to be
Yeah,
transformative though, which the Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
Link's Awakening is for like I was giving it props earlier. It is a difficult game to go back to because you only have the 2 face buttons. It's a hardware issue. Whereas like Ocarina of Time has the 3DS version. Mario 64 is just kind of fine. It doesn't really need it. It's perfectly
Yeah, it
playable.
doesn't need it.
I mean, the controls are a little not too modern sensibilities, but
And
It is what it
it is interesting, like, because Nintendo's not shy with this idea with, I guess, not their all-star franchises, right? So they don't do this with Zelda, really, with the exception of Link's Awakening. They don't do this with Mario. But then you see other games, like, I don't know, Xenoblade, they always re-release with HD versions, and, like, they do the same with, like, their RPGs, like, I don't know. They do seem to do it with, like, their non-core cast of franchises.
can I say something?
But yeah.
If I knew Sonic wasn't going to get to the finals, I would have picked Banjo-Kazooie over StarCraft.
That's just the way
that's crazy.
yeah.
We'd be having an argument over whether Sonic or not Sonic.
No, we wouldn't.
Banjo-Kazooie or Ocarina of Time was better, and I think
See, that feels right to me. I don't know about you guys. That feels right to
no
me.
argument. There's no
craziest
argument.
argument.
No, I mean, there's no argument, but it's.
Yeah.
I feel like
it feels a little.
it
better,
feels
yeah.
right.
Like I
This one
definitely
feels
think-
weird though, and that's very game talk. This feels weird.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't
It
think-
wouldn't
I don't
be a
think
game
any of us
talk
would've-
bracket with
yeah.
absurd out of pocket picks.
I
so.
honestly think that every single round that Ocarina of Time was in past round 1 was quite literally like a final quality round.
Yeah, I agree. It was interesting. Yeah.
Like
Good
yeah,
bracket.
Pokemon
like-
Yellow, especially to me, that
like
was
the top half of the bracket was loaded with heavyweights, and the bottom half of the bracket was loaded with everyone else other than Half-Life.
Yeah.
You
But
know?
I liked it. I think the random seating was cool this time. We might do that. For
We
our
had
game
a, we
review.
had
Yeah.
a losers bracket versus like a clear winners bracket.
Yeah.
So let's just make this official. The Game Talk 1998 Game of the Year surprise is The Legend of Zelda:
Surprising
Ocarina of
no
Time.
one.
Now, one thing that might be fun is that once we've done enough of these, we can make a tourney of all the winners, and then
what I want to do,
see what wins.
I think
Yeah.
I pitched this to you guys, but I would like to sit down and make a timeline of video game releases and try to go through, like, not even just the years, but through the months, and like identify what the best game of all time is at certain times. So like, I think there's a really strong case that the moment Ocarina of Time comes out, it's the best game of all time, and it is not
until it
beaten,
gets supplanted by something.
until
Yeah,
it gets
I see what you're
supplanted,
saying.
and we would go down the time. I think that would be really, really fun to
It'd
do.
be
That's
it'd
a
be
good
years
idea.
before Ocarina of Time falls off, though.
Yeah, it's probably not until like Wind Waker, like
Like Wind
beats it.
Waker or Halo
Yeah, and that's
era.
just
Or
I
Grand Theft
agree
Auto
with you.
3
I know
might
a lot
beat
of people would disagree with that, but
yeah.
Like
It's
Yeah,
got a
I think that's an
solid
interesting
reign.
episode to do, to hash out. But we are an hour and a half.
that's a good
in.
idea.
So I think
We are an
jump
hour and a
into
half
the
in.
Games we've been playing.
Yeah, we should move on. You want to start us off,
boy.
Connor?
I actually haven't been. I want to talk about this because I think it's really interesting. It's been a really fun project, but it's not a game I'm playing. I'm actually. I watched a YouTube video. I think I mentioned it on the episode last week. This guy, from memory, recreated Super Mario 64. Like, he did the music, he did the 3D
That's
models.
crazy, man.
He did the textures. He used the original engine, and he used Mario's original moveset, but he actually reprogrammed the enemies. And I was like, that's really cool. And I watched the video, and I was like, I could do
How
that.
real is it?
It's real.
You
And I watched it, I said, I could do this.
you
And
think so?
So,
From memory?
I mean,
That's crazy.
It wasn't perfect, but it was like his version.
Yeah.
And he actually was closer than I would have gotten for sure. But I started working on Sunrise Spring from Spyro Year of the Dragon. I'm recreating it from memory. I'm also doing
Oh, that's
Spyro.
cool.
Pretty much anything you would see in that scene. I'm doing the portals. They're not going to go anywhere. I'm doing the skybox. I'm doing the level geometry. I learned 3D modeling for this. I did Spyro model, and I'm going to do the music, and I'm going to do the player controller. I'm doing it all in Godot. And I kind of want to, once I figure out how long this takes, once I have an idea of how long it takes me to do it, and it takes a special kind of sicko to do this, I think.
Yeah.
Like a special kind of sick in the head kind of person. But I'd love to get a game jam going that just does this, that does a remake from memory jam. And it doesn't have to be 3D
That's
games.
so
You
that's
could
so
do
interesting.
your favorite 2D game or whatever. But I really think this is a fun idea that I think is maybe more accessible. I don't know. I mean, I think if you can do a solo game jam, then you can do this.
Well, I was gonna say what would really be fun is have all the participants recreate the same level, and then you can have a judge,
would be
kind of
cool.
like a tasting of like,
But
okay,
you
which
have
one's
to-
actually the most authentic.
You have to love a game so much to
Yeah.
have, like, I would have done Super Mario 64, like 100%, if I hadn't just watched this guy do it. But Spyro Year of the
Yeah.
Dragon for me is a game that I haven't played in a few years, which makes it funnier because I'm gonna mess up like super bad. Like,
Right.
like I've done my Spyro model. I'll show it to you guys off air. I think it's actually pretty good for somebody who just learned a 3D model and has no reference image. But I'm pretty sure Spyro has like a thing right here, like a weird rooster thing. But I'm just not doing it because I don't remember what it looks like. Stuff like that. Like, there's gonna be like weird little differences. And I know, like, Sunrise Spring, I can visualize it, and I know there's water running down the hill into a pond at the beginning. I cannot remember where that water comes from. I know it has a source because, like, it has to, right?
Yeah, that's like a fun YouTube video. Like, after you make it, you play it side by side with the original, and like,
Yeah, I'm making some
spot
gifs
out
of
the
my process
differences.
along, because I do think I'll do a YouTube video talking about it. But I think it would be a better YouTube video if I like made some videos along the way, and I just don't want to do it. I am not a video creator, so
well, then don't. I mean, like, do what
Yeah.
you want to do. Like, if you
I'm gonna
want to
make
do
a
that
video at the
final
end,
video,
though.
then do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a final video. I'm gonna compare them side by side. I've got a couple of gifs I've been sending to my friends of my work along the way because like it is really funny. Like my Spyro model, like the originally, I looked at it and I was like, he looks like a deer. His legs are so long. Like, it was just crazy. It's really funny. I mentioned this because like I think it'd be sick as hell if you tried to do this with like Banjo-Kazooie, Amid, or like
I was just thinking, man, like, I don't know if I could, like, I could I could do probably something, but I don't think my memory is good enough to make it 100% accurate or even come close to
but
that.
it doesn't need to be 100%. That's the fun part of it, is that like
But you're saying the Mario guy actually made it
the
like,
Mario guy
mostly
I'll send you the video.
accurate?
It's actually like it was crazy. Like he might have been faking it. He might have been looking at references. Like
some people just have really good memories, though.
Yeah.
So,
No, all the people in the chat were, or the comments were like, "I know this guy's spinning an apple in his head." Like, have you seen that? Like people talk about how they visualize things.
Oh yeah.
He's spinning his apple for sure. And I am not spinning my apple. Like,
dude, I'm not either. Yeah, I don't do that.
My first thing I did, I had to sit down and draw
abnormal,
it.
but
And I'm like mixing my memory with like my game design knowledge, where like I know they were good game designers, so this is a game design decision that makes sense to me, so they would probably do this. You know?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm really interested to see the final and compared it.
I'm trying to stick to the original triangle count on the Spyro model too. The original count is like 411, and I think I'm at 409 right now, but I'm missing some details.
Oh man. Well, that's pretty close though.
Yeah. No, I think you'll be really impressed by this 3D model, Ahmed. I'll show it to you in a bit. I'm not ready to show it on the show. I might show it on the show when I'm done, or I'll just link the video that I make.
Awesome.
But it's
I have 2 games. Mike, do you have one or 2? Or
I have a little bit. I have one. I have 33. I finished
edition 33.
I finished it.
Oh wow.
I finished it. I didn't finish it. I didn't realize the main story was only about 20 hours.
Yeah, it's not long.
It's not.
Yeah,
long
and
at
there's
all.
actually significant post game content.
Optional content.
I haven't
for me
finished
to
the
dig
post
my
game
teeth
content.
in.
I haven't fought some of the secret bosses yet.
I have a lot to do. I kind of beeline through Act 2 because I'm like, oh, let's see how this ends. I want more story.
Okay, let's pause right here. Do we want to talk about spoilers? We can put it in a spoiler warning if we do.
We could finally talk about spoilers if you want.
All right.
Me and Aaron did. But if we're going to talk about spoilers, we should do it last.
Yeah,
we should do our other games first.
I just want to say it made me cry a couple more times. So
yeah.
Okay, let's loop back to Clair Obscur.
Yeah.
And let's go with something completely different. All right, so as you all know, I was at the beach last week. At Hilton Head specifically. What better to do to play at the beach than MapleStory?
Oh,
dude,
God.
You burn out on MapleStory. MapleStory Classic's coming out like in a few months.
I know, and I will be there for that for sure.
Yeah, you will.
But
it might be our game of the year. It might be Clair Obscur.
It might.
I don't think so.
But as a kid, right? Like I've told you guys, like we similar to you, Connor. Like our family goes to Hilton Head.
Yeah.
Growing up, like we went there every year almost. That was like our vacation. I was a weird kid. I guess I'm kind of a weird adult too, because like when I'm at the beach, I love doing things that don't require me having to be at the beach, right?
100%.
So I watched a lot of anime in Hilton Head growing up. I watched Lost in Hilton Head growing up.
On both accounts.
Yeah.
I watched like most of Full Metal Alchemist at the beach.
Dude, yeah, there's just something about it.
And then Lost.
But one thing I also
Lost.
did was play a lot of MapleStory in Hilton Head. And so being in Hilton Head
laptop, like
on a laptop, yeah. So as a an adult brought back some of those memories. So I reinstalled MapleStory and I leveled a character from 1 to 200. That only took
that's max level, right?
No, max level is something crazy now. And there's also a 6th job now.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it only took a few hours, dude. It's a joke now.
That's so funny.
But yeah, I picked one of the new
actually.
classes, leveled from 1 to 200. There was like an event going on where every time you leveled 5 times.
Oh,
and that was the only way it made it tolerable to
you
me.
really only
'cause
leveled
otherwise
to
I'd
like
get
40.
yeah, whatever. But it was a lot of fun. Kind of jumping back into MapleStory, and like you said, Connor, the more important thing is MapleStory Classic is coming back, and that is something I'm unironically, genuinely excited for. I'm not kidding.
Yeah,
I will 100% hop back into that.
I'll be sweating it out in that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Spending like 20 hours to go from level 55 to 56 or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, so I had a lot of fun with MapleStory.
Dude, I never hit 30
on the beach.
I don't think as a kid playing classic MapleStory.
I will say, I just want to. That's crazy, but I will say, the nanosecond I left the beach, I lost all interest. There's not a chance I'm revisiting
You do
it.
that with games though.
Yeah, it's weird. I associate games with like things I'm doing or places I'm at sometimes. Yeah. So like once I left the beach, I was just like, I don't want to play this trash anymore. But yeah, I don't know. It was my like once or twice a year. I install MapleStory and I play until I feel gross with myself, and that was this time. It was time for
Totally
that.
fair.
So that was MapleStory, and so before we move on to Mike's Clair Obscur stuff, the other game I played is a game called Sword of the Sea. Have you heard of this, Connor?
Yeah, this is the Journey thing.
Yeah,
right?
so this is the new game by the guys who made Journey, the developers of Journey. And it's pretty good, right? Like it's nowhere near as impactful to me as Journey was, right? And very few things are. It's one of my favorite games ever. But it's just like a chill, and I got it for free through PlayStation Plus or whatever. But it's a very chill game, right? Like it very much takes elements of Journey and takes elements of their other game, Abzu. I don't know if you've played that before.
I know of
Connor,
it.
but
I haven't played any of
Abzu
these.
is a game. It's
Or
like
no, I played Journey.
Yeah, you've played Journey.
Yeah.
But like Abzu is like an underwater game. Like it's an underwater kind of version of Journey. And so this game kind of combines both, right? So you wake up as this like mysterious figure in the desert, right? So you're one of many like stone statues, and a drop of water kind of like falls on you and like brings you to life at the beginning of the game.
That's
So
cute.
you're like kind of like a cloaked figure, kind of like the Journey character, but not really. And you have this sword, right? But there is no combat in this game. You do not use this sword to fight enemies. There are no enemies. You surf on this sword, right? So it's like a magical sword,
Yeah.
and you use it as essentially a surfboard. And it is basically like almost like a Tony Hawk-esque game where you're like skating around the desert on your sword, and you can like unlock tricks and stuff like that. But the whole reason the game is called Sword of the Sea is that there are these the game takes place in this kind of desert environment, right? But like as you go through the puzzles and progress through the world, you come across these like water orbs, and that brings life back to the desert, right? So like once you hit one of these water orbs, it changes a lot of the sand into water, plants start growing, that sort of thing. So it's this like cool dichotomy of like desert environment with like aquatic water-based environment, and like combining those two, right? So there's a lot of interesting imagery of like schools of fish, right, flying through the desert, or like whales and turtles that are kind of just like floating like from the water environment into the desert environment. So they do some cool things visually, right? Like so these images of like both desert and aquatic life kind of existing at the same time. And I'm enjoying it, right? Like I said, it's not blowing my mind. It's a very chill game. It's very much like and I don't even think it's like I would give it like maybe a 7 out of 10 or 10,
kinda,
right? Like,
and I do mean this in a derogatory way. I hate to say it. It kind of felt like their break glass in case of emergency, do Journey again to me. When I saw the trailer.
it's not even that though, right? Like, because if they wanted to do that, like this game would
It'd be Journey
feel a
2.
lot different, I think, right? Like it would be a lot more dramatic, but it very much is like hey, just have a fun time doing cool surfing in our interesting world. And they have like a little bit of lore set up too. Like there are these tablets you can find where you can read lore about like why the world is the way it is. I'm not really too interested in that.
Yeah.
But like I feel like yes, it definitely took a lot of imagery from Journey. But if they wanted to make a Journey-like game, they could have. This is not that. I don't think. It might turn into that
That's
later
what it
on in the
felt
game.
like in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like it definitely seems a lot more kind of lighthearted and just like focused on like how good it feels to like, skate around on your sword.
Is it exclusive to PlayStation?
No, it's out on everything.
Okay.
I
may
believe.
check it out
So
if I have a slow week.
yeah,
I got
and
so
like
much
and again, right?
backlog,
Like
though.
it's good, right? But it's not something I would recommend like making time for, right? Like
Right.
especially with games like Silksong imminently
Oh my
coming
God,
out.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah.
Um,
No, next Thursday.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I can't wait, dude. We'll probably have to dedicate a whole episode to that game.
Are you gonna
like,
play
for
Silksong,
real?
Mike?
No, I don't think so. I think I have like a lot of other stuff I need to catch up on.
Well, you're dismissed for that one.
Yeah, I
It's
didn't-
too big of a game. We have
I
to
never
talk
played
about
the
it.
can't
first
knock
Hollow
out
Knight
it.
either. Like I've never got around to playing Hollow Knight, so
Really?
I don't want to play Silksong yet.
Oh, okay.
I've had it
That's fair.
installed for
I would
a
not
while.
recommend you play it first. Yeah, it's.
I bought it like in 2019, played, I think, maybe a minute. I think I launched it and ended up not playing it. I just haven't gotten around to it.
It takes a little bit to get going.
Yeah.
Like that we're not talking. We're going to talk about Silk Sun.
Yeah,
I'm not going to talk about this right
All
now.
right, so that was Sword of the Sea. So Mike, okay, so let's set this up right here. We're going to talk about Clair Obscur Expedition 33. We're going to talk about spoilers. We're going to talk about the end of the game. So if you have not beaten Clair Obscur Expedition 33, or if you not played it, I highly recommend you just skip the rest of this episode.
Yeah.
Because one day you might play it, and it's an incredible story that you should not be spoiled for.
You should play it.
Yeah.
Join the Discord before you go.
Play it.
Like
Yeah.
Join
comment,
the Discord,
subscribe,
like,
review.
comment, subscribe.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord.
Now
You
get
can
outta
join
here,
the
you
Discord
filthy
from the
animals.
description of the episode. Yeah, and now please leave if you've not played this game.
Please
All right,
leave if
Mike,
you've not played
take
the
it
game.
away.
Oh my god.
Which ending?
I chose males. And it was upsetting.
I'm
I saw
outnumbered.
Gustav and Sophie.
did you check the other
and it
one?
I already know what happens to the other one. Everyone kind of dies.
Okay, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know what
How'd you feel
happens. I'm
about
going to
it?
do it eventually. I kind of teared up a little bit. Seeing
Did you feel like you
Verso
made the
just
right decision?
maybe. I mean, like the needs of the many outweighed like Verso's will to die, I guess.
See, that's how I
Yeah,
felt
like,
after I chose
This is the
mine.
eternal debate of this ending, and that's why this game
like,
is so good.
I
Yeah.
get it. Verso's just a man that wants to die, and I get it. I understand. But like
But he also wants his sister to live. Like,
yeah, he wants Alicia to live as
Alicia,
well, but it's
yeah.
not his real sister. That's the thing. He's a fake Verso.
And also, like in defense of the Mael choice, you're killing everyone, or if you go with Verso, you're killing everyone in the
Yeah.
painting, right?
everyone. And, yeah.
Everyone. It's
Lune
a
deserves
genocide,
to live.
essentially.
It's
Right, like I've seen some people argue that, like, oh, it's not real, it's not the real world, but like it is. They're
It's-
sentient,
yeah,
you
it's
know.
yeah,
just
So
anything else.
these are as real to them as anything else, and to Alicia, the world is. She spent 16 years there.
Yeah.
Like at that
Yeah,
point,
she was
knew these
as
people.
old in there. Actually, do we know how old she was in the
I
real
think
world?
she's like
The
early
real-
20s in the real world.
Okay.
Like she's like a
So she
proper
was
adult, but
similar age.
no, Alicia was young. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure Alicia was very young
Yeah,
in
who
the
knows?
real world too,
you know,
like in her teens.
but no, like these people are as Gustav's as real of a relative to her as her real family is, and in a way, it was more supportive than her real family because
But is it
after
really
the
Gustav?
accident,
Because like he
But-
died, and she
but,
just brings
okay,
him back.
Yeah, but talking about the
Yeah.
ending though, like they clearly frame Mael's ending, and I've seen both. And
It's kinda
actually,
horrifying.
Mike, like you, I was gonna say I picked Mael first. I
It's
did,
kinda
and then I
horrifying.
immediately regretted it, and then did Verso, and I felt better. And I was like,
I-
okay, Verso seems like the right choice, but there's no right choice.
I don't
I
think
did
there's a right
Verso,
choice
and I
here.
don't feel like it was the right
I
choice.
really don't think there's a right
Really?
choice.
Wow.
Like
Yeah.
either way,
There
these
is no
are-
right choice. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the answer.
Like
It's such an
Mael's
impossible
ending.
situation.
Mael's ending, sure, it sucks because you're now
And
stuck
Verso's
in
being
a-
tortured essentially for
yeah.
eternity, right? Like
well, I mean,
she's
he can
controlling.
age. He can age now,
him.
so he will die.
He can age, but
He did have a cruel
I mean,
mercy.
did he look happy to you on that piano?
No,
he
did
looked.
not.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
everyone else was happy, and I don't know whether it's because they don't realize that Alicia can change on a whim, but I think she just wanted to live out the life that she had in that painting.
Yeah.
But
I
also,
don't
like, it
think
brings
it's
up the question,
forever.
right? Like, is the Gustav that's there in the ending the same Gustav, right?
Yeah,
Like that
yeah.
died, right?
Is it
like,
the same Sophie?
did she
I
like go
saw
back
them
to
and I
that
kinda
spot,
teared
gather
again,
up the
by the way.
chroma or something? Like,
Yeah,
how does
Sophie
that work?
being there is even worse. Like,
Sophie kind of
It
made
really
me tear
like
up.
the
But-
ending. The
Yeah.
Mael's ending implies that she is the puppet master
She is. She's
who
the
is
paintress.
making the puppets dance for her
But-
reality, right?
Yeah. In the
it
end, I
feels
think
so
it's
fake.
everyone's kind of happy, but are they? But the Verso ending
Is it real happiness though?
The Verso ending's like no one comes out of that feeling any better.
The Verso ending what the Verso ending
The Verso, they
feels
can
like
move on.
Yeah.
it feels like closure,
Yeah.
right?
It's like
but it's closure at the expense of
it's
an
the
entire
question
population,
of-
essentially.
yeah. It's the question of how do you deal with grief? Do you kind of escape it and push it away? Or do you just look it right in the eyes and completely wipe the face of whoever you're grieving from your life? Because the canvas in this situation, it represents like the entire Desandre's family's grief. That's the last thing they have of Verso. And it's whether the question of they want to completely erase Verso from their memories or they want to keep Verso around for as long as they can.
I a little bit
But, like-
love, like, if you play the post game, then you are essentially choosing Miles' ending. Like, you were saying, I'm not ready to leave this canvas yet. I'm
Yeah.
going to stay here.
I guess in a sense you are, but like the post game like takes place. It doesn't really take place after the final conflict though. Like
I know, but in real life, in my
I-
life,
in real life,
I
yeah.
was saying,
if you want to go there,
I'm
yeah.
not ready to leave this canvas yet. I want to stay.
I really want to talk about the end of Act 2 though, because that one was stressful.
Oh, man.
Like
Yeah.
killing the
Just
paintress,
devastating.
hearing that like no, Renoir's in the canvas because he loves Aline, but Aline
Yeah.
cannot let go of her son, and Aline has caused her son more damage. But Renoir,
I mean,
has
even
also
when you were
caused
doing it,
so
like-
much damage.
You could feel that this was something was just wrong, right? Like
Yeah.
killing the paintress was not like some triumphant moment.
It
It
was
Especially
felt
so sad.
horrible.
phase.
Yeah.
That third
not even hitting
phase
you.
where she's just healing you, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's such
And
a
plus, you know, the
emotional
music.
gut punch.
The music.
Oh, the soundtrack of this
The
game,
music,
I
which
think,
is
a
basically
shoe-in
just
to
a
win an
fight
award.
between Renoir and Aline. Yeah, oh, it has to.
It
This,
has
this
shoe-in.
game is genuinely, in my opinion, it is in contention for the best game ever made. Like,
Yeah,
the
I
current
will
date.
put it up there. Like it is so. The act two, this 3-act structure is perfectly kind of structured.
Outer
Something
Wilds
drastic
is still more to
happens
my tastes, but
every act. I legitimately started feeling like a deep attachment to every single character, even Esquier, which is just a mount. He's just there to transport you, and he's still a good character.
Yeah.
They
No,
put
but he's-
characterization on the airship. Like,
do not call Mona me a mount.
like he's
Dude,
so
honestly,
fun.
it bringing up SKA, it made my heart break all over again thinking about Verso's ending. It's
Yeah.
just so
like-
devastating.
And Esquier was Verso's friend, was real Verso's friend too, a childhood friend of the actual Verso.
And
So was
Minoko, the way
Yeah.
Minoko knows everything and has come to terms with all of like whatever Verso's gonna do before you even meet him.
Yeah,
And,
like
It's just like, oh man, like I just
the
imagine
deception of
I'm
Verso.
thinking of Verso's ending, right? Like when he hugs those two and he's just like, "I'm gonna miss you guys," and they like fade away in his arms. It's just so bad.
It's so sad.
So
I was
devastating.
sad.
That
Yeah.
game's gonna make
So
me cry
devastating.
all over again and over and over and over. And I want to really shout out Old Lumiere as a level,
Yes.
because I was absolutely blindsided when I got into combat there. And it just, instead of like the normal upbeat combat music, it's just this really sad piano rendition of the Lumiere theme.
Yeah.
It
I
is
mean, hearing this at the
such
Game
a
Awards.
whiplash.
Well, we already heard it at Gamescom, right? We heard
Yeah.
Alicia at the Gamescom.
I have a feeling they're gonna
And the
they're gonna be in a lot of
final-
places.
The final gauntlet of Lumiere and how it changes on a dime, like the energy of the music depending where you're at.
yeah.
Oh my god, it is such a, for being the first soundtrack that has been done by this composer. It's a masterpiece.
yeah, that's crazy, man.
It's an
wholeheartedly-
undisputed masterpiece.
Who the Sandfall Interactive hired this guy forth off of an indie forum where he was posting his SoundCloud desperately looking for work.
Yeah.
And they handed him a 3-act 60 some track soundtrack and said go nuts.
and he
and he
cooked
nailed
over
it.
like 8 hours
He
of music.
cooked so hard that I don't think there's a single bad song in the repertoire of this of the soundtrack.
Yeah. I
No,
agree.
It's
there's not a single
so
bad
good.
song, and just some of the songs are just so unbelievably good. Like it makes me almost angry. I'm like, how is
Yeah.
this even possible?
It has,
like,
as I said it to my coworker who hasn't played the game yet. The Clair Obscur Expedition 33 has no right being as good as it is. Like in no sane gaming development traditional universe would Clair Obscur ever been as such a good game. But when you put enough talented and inspired people in a studio together and get them all under the same vision, magic happens.
what it seems like to me is that, like, okay, so making a game ultimately is a series of decisions, right?
Yeah.
It's a series of decisions that leads to a product. I feel like in this series of decisions for Clair Obscur, every decision made was the correct one.
Yeah.
And you end up with something that really can't exist too often in this industry.
In this industry, and especially since the majority of the team were pretty fresh at game development, other than like the
and there
heads.
were some veterans from Ubisoft, right?
Yeah, they were like the first people there, but like Lorraine Torvald, Torsten, or I can't remember his name.
Dude, I have no idea.
Yeah, Lorien
Testard.
Lorien
is his name.
Testard, yeah. Lorien Testard was a nobody before this. Now he is getting concerts everywhere because of the soundtrack. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean,
like
I
overnight,
bet he's
his
getting
life
a fat
changed.
check too.
Overnight, his life changed, and he deserves the praise. He deserves people to know his name because he's up there with Jeremy Soule in terms of video game composers.
No,
Like,
I bet
not,
much like Toby Fox, I bet he's composing music in games all over the place now.
Yeah.
Like, having heard his music, having heard it, it elevates this game from like this is a pretty good RPG to this is a masterpiece. Every single beautiful vista is accompanied by a score that just makes it even better. Every single emotional beat is accompanied by the same emotional score. Every single boss fight is good. Like,
you walk away wondering how they did it. It's
it's a masterpiece.
Now the question is, can they do it again?
I really think they can. I think they can make another masterpiece.
Like, I step away from this game, and I don't know if I care if they can do it again. Like,
I'm
so
honestly
grateful for this game.
I agree with you. I've thought about this quite a bit after Clair Obscur released. Initially, I was just like, oh my gosh, this universe is so ripe for like follow-ups, right? Like,
it doesn't need follow-up.
The writers and the artists, like, what's going on there?
But
like, you
just
could
such
do
a complete story.
And then I was just like, I thought about it. I was like, you know what? If they completely move on from this, make a new game that is not connected to this world in any way, I would be completely okay with it. It can stand on its own as this singular piece of art, right?
Yeah,
it doesn't need to be iterated upon.
And it's so funny that probably the best masterpiece of an RPG that's been released in the last decade at least is based around art and canvases in like a Belle Epoque French setting. Like, that is crazy.
I'm a big Paris lover too. So
it's
that helps
such
me.
a crazy. Like, I didn't know the French had it in them. I didn't respect their game. Like, I did not respect their game. Yeah, I'm used to like Ubisoft releasing like slop every year when the actual French studio comes out and releases like Clair Obscur. I'm like, I got blindsided. I wasn't expecting this game to make me cry 3 times.
They were like, Ubisoft, and executives had them putting out slop. Like, this is mostly former Ubisoft people, wasn't it?
I think the big heads.
On that? Yeah.
But like, seeing it is very rare that a game can make me cry once. I don't think a lot of games have made me cry twice, but 3 times, and the amount of times my eyes have started watering out of like pure emotion, numerous. This game is so evocative emotionally.
This is embarrassing to say, but I said it on the show before. I was in a situation where I thought my dad was dying earlier this year. And I was thinking about this game a little bit, like at the car ride during that situation. I was like thinking about the themes of having to move on and all of that. And thank God my dad lived, and I don't have to deal with whatever that was.
Instead of like,
anymore,
instead of focusing on like a specific bit of grief, like some games would, they'll focus on like a specific emotion. Clair Obscur covers the whole gauntlet of grief.
Yeah,
whether it's loss of a loved one, loss of a child, loss of like a significant other, loss of like a relationship, loss of all kind. It's just about grief. It's not about like, oh, my girlfriend left me. It's about like, oh, my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend, we got back together and she turned to flower petals. Yeah. And then all my friends died.
And it like,
and now I'm sitting here amongst the bodies of all my other old friends thinking about ending it all. Like,
for such a sad game with all these sad themes, it has such a strong message, like with and it beats you to death with it when it says we continue. It beats you to death with that. Every single battle.
And I hate that I'm in an emotionally vulnerable part of my life, because that message hit like a truck every single time I heard it, and it's probably going to get tattooed on my body somewhere.
Yeah, no, we continue is what was going through my head.
Such a resonant theme. And the idea...
And it hits so hard. Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
The idea that every single character in this game has had some form of great grief. Mael's an orphan. Sael has lost her husband in an unfortunate accident and also lost her unborn child. Gustav lost his ex-girlfriend in his arms.
Lune lost her parents.
And her childhood.
And her childhood. Yeah. And Monoko's just saw Verso break as a person, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And Verso's kind of lived 100 years and buried so many friends that he
Verso's
just doesn't
lost
care
himself.
anymore.
He's
Yeah.
lost
Yeah.
who he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he just wants to die. That's all Verso wants to do, is Verso just wants to die.
What a
But
beautiful game.
he can't. And it's such a beautiful game. And I hate saying that I want to play it through again just to hurt again, but I do. I do.
Yeah,
I want to do a new
I
game.
get it.
Do it. Yeah.
I want to hurt again.
I mean, it's not that
like,
long. I will probably replay it in a year.
Yeah. Like, it's once I finish all this side content, I might not. I might just go into New Game Plus to experience it all again and hurt.
I will say
all
though,
over again.
some of that side content is really, really good, and it even fleshes out the story
Yeah.
of the game more. So
There's
it's worth
so much
doing
there
some of it.
to be experienced, and I don't know. It's been so long since I've been so grasped by a game where I cannot think of anything bad about it. Like even like last year of Armored Core and Baldur's Gate, or the other couple years, I could at least think of some negative things about it. I didn't like Baldur's Gate's combat. Armored Core was sometimes a little too difficult for my taste at times.
Yeah.
But Clair Obscur at no point has made me say there's something wrong here. It has been a good experience from start to finish.
No, and all this praise. I don't like turn-based RPGs that much, and I have like no problems with this game.
I normally don't like emotional, melodramatic plots, but this is so well handled that it
like the fact that you like it is crazy, because you will call a game pretentious for having a story.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, sometimes I will. Sometimes I will. And this one, it doesn't feel like it doesn't.
got you.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like
Yeah.
it beats you over the head with it either. Like some like heavily story focused games will kind of beat you over the head with their story.
Yeah.
This one's very subtle. It kind of unfolds it because you meet these characters and they're not immediately like, oh, I'm just miserable. You kind of have to dig at them to get to why they're like they are. Like why,
100%.
like you meet Sile, she just has a scar on her stomach and you think, oh, she's just like a fighter.
Yeah,
And then you realize,
realize,
why does she hate water? Oh, it's she tried to kill herself. Like, it's so
Did we
so
lose Mike?
out there with how deep the characters go, and it rewards you for digging at
he's
them
gone, huh?
in a way that I haven't experienced since I
Well,
think
that's
Mass
unfortunate.
Effect.
We'll see if he comes back.
Yeah, I'm back. I finished my statement there. I said it
All right,
like
cool.
it resonates like Mass Effect did with me in a way.
Okay.
Okay.
But-
wow. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it was if I was still in a stable relationship right now, it might not have hit me like a truck. But who knows? It might have.
No, dude.
But-
I think this is the kind
I
of
think
game that
it's
hits
just-
no matter what.
No
Yeah.
matter what. Yeah.
I
Because
think I wouldn't have.
Like I would say I'm at the best. This is the best my life has ever been. I've never been happier, I don't think ever, than I am like with my life the way it is right now. And this game destroyed me.
Yeah, I don't think I would have really gotten hit as hard in the prologue as I did though.
Yeah,
But
that's fair.
it would have hit me eventually. Like maybe. It's hard to say. It's hard to like put myself in a situation where
It's just like, can we take a step back and remember that Ammon hated this game at first too?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
crazy.
It's so wild.
that was crazy.
Come along.
And-
And I was the
moments like
first
that-
one. And I was the first one to finish it, right? Like
Yeah,
I
you
was the
were,
first one to
yeah.
finish it and be like, "Hey, you guys,
And it's
Hey,
you
stuff
guys
like
don't
that
understand." Yeah.
That makes me think I
Yeah.
should play Banjo Kazooie again.
Well, so not to get too into it, but like I always give a game multiple chances,
Yeah.
especially if it's like a well-acclaimed game, because I just know in the back of my head, like, okay, what am I not seeing? I need to open my mind to this experience. A little
Yeah, I
bit.
mean, I had to play Death Stranding. I played it until I felt like I understood it, and I didn't. I understood it without really liking it, but I did get to the point where I was like, okay, this is why people like this. I kind of get
Yeah.
it. Like,
I feel like Clair Obscur kind of it sets its teeth in you with the prologue. It's like, oh, this is a really terrible world. And
Yeah.
then you kind of start getting attached to Gustav because you see him at his lowest and you play through with him and you're like, oh, I really like this guy.
but there's such
And
a
he's
roller
great.
coaster too, because you do have happy moments in this game. Like there
Yeah.
are like
Early
Yeah.
on,
Like
there's a
finding
lot of
my L.
happiness.
it's not a fully miserable game.
Yeah.
Like it's a journey.
Yeah.
And once you get like to
Yeah.
the Stone Wave Cliffs, right? I think that's
Yeah,
what they're called.
I know what you're talking
You
about.
get right to there, and you're like, okay, so we're getting there. We're almost to where we need to be. We'll be fine. And then just out of nowhere, Gustav just gets absolutely destroyed. You get put in a boss battle where you have 1 HP and the other guy has infinite, and they didn't just kill him. They didn't just kill him in a cutscene. No, they put Gustav's misery right on display for you.
Yeah.
That little touch of putting you in a boss battle that you couldn't win. It was unwinnable, and you were gonna die at the end. Is such a way to punch you in. Like, they stabbed you in the gut and then twisted. They didn't just stab you in the gut and pull the knife out. No, they let that thing stick in there.
It's like such a perfect moment because later in the game, you are like Mael is sitting there and like talking with Verso and talking about like how it could have gone different, and that means more to me as a player because I felt that I was playing the game and I was like, could I have played this different? Could I have saved Gustav? And no, you can't, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, they give you just enough that you're thinking like, why did it have to go down like that? Why couldn't
and then you sit there like, why didn't Verso save Gustav? Verso was there. Right. He was clearly there.
Yeah.
He didn't step in to save Gustav.
He says that he was there later in the game. Yeah. He says, I could have saved him and I didn't.
He didn't. It was obviously Gustav would have rolled in front of his plan.
Yeah. So.
It's like, Verso might seem like a good guy, but he's actually has this like secret dark undertone throughout the entire story.
No, he had to. He'd have killed Luna and CL. Like,
he would have killed everyone.
You know,
he didn't care.
Because he did. He did kill them eventually, but he would have done it dirty. He did it clean, more or less, but he
didn't care.
Yeah, he'd have done what
like
he had to
having
do.
This morally ambiguous character while still having the sympathy for him.
Yeah.
Because
Verso's a masterful character.
Yeah.
At first I was just like, what is this, right? Because like they're replacing the protagonist with another one at the beginning of Act 2. It's just like, who does that? Like, what is happening here? Yeah. And I was just like, where is this going? And I was like, how could they possibly make this, replacing a character a third of the way through the game, make us an effective replacement? And they just absolutely nailed it.
Yeah, Verso's such a more, like, Gustav's a very simple character. He's a very simple,
I do love him.
simple character.
Yeah.
He's a very determined character. You feel really bad. Like, you feel awful for him. But, like, his gameplay mechanic's simple. And you kind of get the inkling that he has the simplest kit for some reason. Because everyone else's kits are kind of complex if you dig deep into it.
Yeah.
And then they kill him and they introduce Verso, where Verso is a very skill-based character. Yeah. If you can hit dodges, parries, and
I know we haven't talked much about gameplay, which is also fantastic in this game, by the way, right? But I loved playing as Verso. It was so much fun.
Such a rewarding character to do well with.
Mael was my anchor. She's just so strong.
Mael's very strong.
Both Mael and Verso were the most fun, in my opinion.
I think my default
but they were all
party
great
right now is Mael, Verso, and Lune. With Lune being like a Typhoon healer.
Yeah.
Which Typhoon's absolutely broken.
I didn't use Minoko basically at all. I will say. I just didn't like his playstyle much.
I made the explicit decision going through the monolith to use Minoko because I knew, looking forward, that there were a bunch of early game enemies in there, so I wouldn't have to farm them later.
That's smart.
So I unlocked a good chunk of his skill tree. He does some decent damage, but he's not Mael or Verso. And Sile I barely use, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I remember when I fought the secret final boss, right? Like the really difficult one. I had to cook up like all the strategies to even stand a chance.
Yeah.
And I ended up going with Verso was like the linchpin of the strategy, but he has this move called Crescendo where each time you use it, it gets stronger and stronger. So I would use that, and I would use CL. She has a move where she can basically give her turn to someone else. So I basically had this whole strategy built around Verso, using Crescendo as much as possible and not getting hit.
Oh, did you have that thing that gives Verso? I think it can give it to anybody, but it gives you 2 turns.
Cheater?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, that's almost a must-have to even stand a chance against the last boss.
I know if you defeat the lamp person with Minoko, you get his ability, and it ramps up damage very quickly per turn you use it. Yeah. So theoretically, if you get him on 3 turns, you can get it doing like 24 million damage.
That's so crazy.
Which is
I just love how there's so many strategies in this game.
Like, I'm sure like it's pretty breakable too. Like
I'm intentionally so.
Yeah. I'm going burn Mael right now because it seems like it's a funny path.
Yeah.
And doing 40,
I use burn Mael.
40 stacks of burn in one attack is absolutely kind of nuts.
Did you pick up on that, Mike? Why Mael has burn powers?
Yeah, it is very funny.
It's so messed up.
I don't even use her like painter's powers though. I haven't really found a use for those.
I did.
Dude, her Gomage is so strong.
haven't
Gomage
gotten
is
that yet.
my entire build is around Gomage.
Yeah, I haven't.
That's her like
gotten
tier
Gomage yet.
3 whatever move. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's very
great.
good.
I haven't unlocked that yet. Then
Okay.
Yeah.
I know it's there.
It one shots basically
Most things.
everything. Yeah, like
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. No, combat's fun. The music's fantastic. The story is absolutely gut wrenching.
like, it really like there have been some good games this year, but it really is like I kind of think we should just give it a bye to the finals in our game of the year.
Yeah, it's-
because I don't think it's fair to put it.
No,
against
I think we
anything
should
else.
still do it right, but like it is. I mean,
I feel
it's
like
kind
we
of
should
obvious
just-
what the result's going to be.
I feel like
Yeah.
we should seed it with like the easiest run possible
we
because
can do
it's
that
gonna
too.
break our hearts if it tries to interface with any games that we really
It's like I'm not putting it against
also liked.
Silksong round one because I just
Yeah, that's
yeah, I
gonna
mean,
end up
more than
hurting
likely that'll
somebody.
be the final, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Blueprints is pretty crazy. Like
Well, you hate blueprints.
I hate Blueprints, but I'm not the only one voting. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I was gonna say,
also I don't hate it as much now that I don't have to play it anymore.
yeah,
now that we're in
One-
August, I just don't see a game dethroning.
I mean, there's only a few games that even
Clair,
could.
Obscur.
You got Silksong, you got Metroid Prime 4. I don't think,
4.
and you got like Battlefield 6. Like that's not going to do it.
no. But I was just gonna say, I
You get
heard
Ghost
from
of
people
Yote,
online.
but
Yeah.
I heard from people online that the game most similar to Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is Final Fantasy X. And that makes me really want to check out Final Fantasy
It's
X.
such an ugly game, though. I hate the way that guy looks.
I don't know anything about Final Fantasy X, so
I just think the characters.
I'm
are
really
so
thinking
ugly.
about playing it.
I've thought about it too. The characters are so ugly.
yeah, it's
Well,
just-
and knowing Square Enix, they're probably going to do a remake of it once they're done with, 7.
Yeah,
10's like one of the
in
most popular
30
ones, right?
years.
Yeah.
it's just
When they release Final
Final
Fantasy VII remake Intragrade Part 8. like
Fine,
And they
like
still haven't-
honestly, final thoughts on Clair Obscur. Beautiful, beautiful masterpiece of a work of art. I
Yeah.
rarely like to say that a game should be considered art, but Clair Obscur is modern art. Like it is contemporary masterpiece,
yeah.
which honestly appropriate. Like the whole theming around paint.
Yeah.
Very funny that one of the most like enjoyable, artistically perfect games that's came out in the recent couple years is.
I wonder what our
paintings.
game of the year will be.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Tune in to
It's-
find out.
It's
This
just.
December.
I feel like I had a thought here. It's. Why am I losing it? Yeah, I'm trying to think here. I don't know. It's normally I hate games like this. I should be the one who's like, yeah, it's garbage, it's terrible. But I'm like, no, it's fantastic.
I mean,
wanna
if
play
I
it
had
more.
to
Yeah.
guess why this game works for you when so many of them don't, is like you like combat, you like engaging mechanics and stuff, and
Yeah.
you don't find those in walking sims, which are the games that typically like to do a story
Yeah.
like this, or like even Outer Wilds, which I think is a little more than a walking sim, but like you don't like to walk around and read. You like
Yeah.
an engaging gameplay loop.
Yeah, and the game really does keep you sunk in to get through the story beats of gameplay.
Yeah.
And
Like you could play this game, you could take the story out of this game entirely. And
And
you've
the
got
story-
like a really great combat system.
and the
that's fun to
story
play.
also spoke to me on like a personal level because everyone's dealt with grief. Everyone's dealt with these things. Everyone's done crazy things because they were grieving.
Yeah.
Like
Embarrassing things sometimes.
grief makes you fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I hate swearing, but it does. They say it in game. Like, grief makes you do things that you don't want to that you regret later.
Hammond groans and says, I hate you swearing too.
Listen, no one's
It's like I've
listening at
actually
this
stopped
point.
like editing them out. I just
Oh,
let it
really?
go. It's whatever.
I mean, we do like one or two an episode.
My mom
Uh,
doesn't listen anymore, so
Yeah. I don't think any
I
of
don't
my
think-
family listens. They don't. They think.
Well, honestly,
lame.
the only reason like we initially said not to swear is because like I thought like
We were
younger
school
people were
affiliate.
listening,
Yeah.
but
no, like
I don't think
we got
anyone
people like
younger is listening to
Aaron.
this.
Aaron's like in his 30s.
he's a dad.
He's a dad.
like, multiple
he has
children.
multiple
Yeah.
children. We are a dad podcast. We are not hip with the kids.
a dad podcast with none of us are.
No one
Being
no one
dads.
wants to listen to us yap for 2 hours about games that came out before these people were born.
I meant to do this as a cold open, but I don't think it's ever going to come up. I got to do like a complete, we did an episode about games for kids, and we got to like do a complete revision of it. I was on a road trip with my buddy Antonio, and they let his kid watch some Little Kitty Big City footage on a tablet. And kids just like they shouldn't be shown screens. This kid, like, he's a well-behaved kid. No. I really like him. He turned into a dang junkie. Like, he's like he was silent the whole time, like maybe a little fussy, crazy. like just like mumbling. He's like 2. But like Little Kitty Big City paused, and he like insta screamed.
Oh my god. Yeah,
that's a problem.
Lose their minds. So
it's bad.
That's what not having any parenting experience does to you when you try to talk about this stuff. We gotta watch, because we do not know.
No idea how to raise kids. not parents.
Nah, man. I'm the fun uncle.
Clair Obscur, man. Ugh. Still, like, the fact that it was only 20 hours, it feels like I've been playing it for decades.
It feels like a journey. It feels like a 100-hour game.
A 100-hour game, and I look and it's like, oh, it's only been 20 hours. You're kidding me.
And you could probably double that time if you do all the side stuff.
All the optionals getting to that point.
Yeah.
I didn't even finish the post game, and I got to 40 hours.
I wasn't even doing anything crazy. Like, I wasn't even rushing through the story, really. I was kind of slowly taking my time. Yeah. But it just kind of, it goes by real quick. Like, before you know it, you're now at the final boss, fighting Renoir again. God.
Well, I don't want to cut you off, Mike, but we're inching closer to 2.5 hours.
Yeah, 2.5 hours. And like an hour of it was ranting about Clair Obscur.
Here's the thing, though. It had to be done, right?
Yeah.
Whenever Mike finished this game, you like, we felt it too when we finished this game. We had to get it off our chest.
Yeah, I've been ranting its praises for days. Like,
and we're gonna do it at least one more time.
Yeah, at least one more time.
Yeah.
And then I feel like
probably twice when it wins the Game Awards as well.
Yeah, and then we're going to do it again in like 5 years when we're talking about the best game of this decade.
Yeah. I do genuinely think it's a shoe-in for Game of the Decade right now.
We're going to be in our all in our mid-30s trying to compare it to like Elder Scrolls 7 or whatever. Elder Scrolls 6.
Bro, that's never. Yeah, I was gonna say 6, maybe 7.
7 is never gonna come out. 6, maybe in 2030.
Xbox will shut down Bethesda before Elder Scrolls 7 comes out.
Oh my god! Like, I just don't see anything on the release slate for the next half decade that's really gonna make it run.
We won't know, right? Like, Clair Obscur was nothing until it came out, and then it was suddenly one of the best games.
What's
ever.
Gonna happen is the first day of 2030, Sandfall's gonna announce their new game. And we're going to absolutely lose our minds.
I mean, I don't know that it'll take that long. That's a good point. I don't know that it'll take them 5 years to make their next game.
Yeah, they might announce it soon, like within the next 3-4 years. Yeah. And that's even more insane. A non-AAA studio releasing a game that puts most AAA games that have released in the last 5 years to shame. If I were a AAA studio, I'd be sweating right now, because there's not a lot of AAA games that have hit me like Clair Obscur has. And it makes me realize that it's not me growing out of touch and old with video games and that I no longer get it. It's the industry that's just kind of not producing good video games.
No, I mean, I think this is something we should do an episode on at some point, but indies have really shown the vulnerability that AAA has put themselves in recently with like things like Peak. Like Peak cannot be a AAA game. They could not have made that. Clair Obscur could not have been a AAA game. They could not have made it.
I always go through this identity crisis every year where it's like, maybe I'm getting too old for games. Maybe I just don't understand the appeal of video games anymore. And then like I play like a newer game. I'm like, never mind. No, I think it's just the AAA industry that makes me feel this way.
And these games are not making like Call of Duty nervous, because like the top is still the top. They're not making Grand Theft Auto nervous, but I bet they are making
like
the
Ubisoft
like mid AAA games.
Ubisoft is probably
Ubisoft's.
Ubisoft is probably kicking themselves for letting those execs.
It's a question of like economics, right? Like, this small team that probably didn't cost that much to make this game, made this game that sold this many million of copies. How can we replicate that kind of success? And these big hunkering teams can't do it. There's just too many people, too many cooks in the kitchen.
Too many cooks in the kitchen, and you kind of lose the passion.
I've been looking at the economics on these smaller indie games, like even solo developed with contractors, but largely solo developed games. These guys can put out something that sells 100,000 copies, and then they've got the bankroll that if the next one only sells 20,000, as long as the one after that sells 40 or 50,000, like they're good and they can keep going and live a reasonable lifestyle. Whereas like if Capcom puts out a game that only sells 100,000 copies, they might go out of business. Like they just can't do it.
Like, it's crazy that this was also a UE5 game.
Yeah.
And it worked. It had no performance issues. It didn't have the standard UE5 performance issues.
I don't
know that that's true.
Well, I don't want to know. Well, screw it. We're here. I'm so upset at the MGS3 remake. I had pre-ordered that thing. I was so excited to play it. Then Digital Foundry's video dropped and I canceled my pre-order.
Really?
I'm like, there's no way I'm playing this in this state. Yeah, it needs severe optimizations, and it's a UE5 game as well. It's not going to get them, probably. Yeah.
So Clair Obscur's soundtrack actually reached the top position of Billboard's classical music and crossover music charts during the first week of May.
That's crazy.
The soundtrack outsold everything else in the classical department. That's crazy.
Did they do a vinyl? I want this on vinyl.
They do have a vinyl. They have a vinyl that's on pre-order right now.
I order that tonight.
It's like a six. It's 145 for 6 vinyls.
Oh, that's why I didn't get it. It's
it's 6 vinyls, but it's also purposely cut by the composer to fit like the 3-act structure and everything.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's like super artsy fartsy, and I might do it.
It's so much fun.
Mike's becoming a man of culture now.
Oh God. I like the motif of Mike? No, I don't. I will buy one just for Clair Obscur.
A friend was this is like a total tangent, but a friend was messaging me. They were in a record store and they recognized some of the records that I own that were worth a ton of money, and it's like, yeah, man, I have excellent tastes because I bought them all when they were new. But my music taste has beat the S&P 500.
So
that's funny.
Clair Obscur actually sold within 33 days of release. It sold 3.3 million units.
Yeah,
insane,
I mean, they definitely made enough
numbers.
money to continue. Yeah,
insane numbers,
and also, that number's probably much higher now. Honestly,
yeah.
It's also fitting.
And it'll be even higher.
33 million or 3.3 million in 33 days. It went gold 33 days before its release.
It'll be a long.
They really like the name 33.
Too.
My God, it's just
all right.
Fantastic.
That 2.5 hour mark is coming up real fast.
Yeah, we got 3 minutes.
Yeah, I'm very hungry. So with that, until the next time we talk about Clair Obscur.
Yeah, see you
in a few months.
3 months.
Yep.
All right, thank you all for listening. You can follow us at Podcast Game Talk on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Blue Sky. Please click the link in the description to join our Discord and talk to us there. And please like, rate, and review us on... Nope, I already said that. Oh, man, I am hungry. Well, what's the last thing? Oh, yeah. Yeah, like us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any other podcast services you use. And thanks, Connor and Mike.
Yeah, see you guys next week.
Yeah, see you next week.
See you next week. Bye. All right. The car cast. That's what this is now.
Dude, I'd rather eat glass
than drive a car.
No, than record a podcast about cars.
It's your worst nightmare.
I even like cars. I just hate like driving and car infrastructure and like the act of like the platonic ideal, like driving on country roads, very pleasant, top tier experience.
Yeah, that's why I usually take the back roads home, because it's very pleasant driving on the back roads. It's just when I get into Morgantown proper that I want to like rip somebody's throat out every day.
But I'm serious. I got like 10 seconds of this left in me before I crash out.